Welcome to an all new episode of Unhealthy and Unstable. I believe this is episode 14. Episode 14. 14 straight weeks potting. Man, I did not think I would ever be back in 14 straight weeks of potting. But it has been amazing potting with my guys, Trayvon and Joel. Joel will be here in a little bit, but Trayvon is here with me to kick this off. What's up, Trayvon?
What's up? Yeah, happy to be here. This should be fun. A lot of good stuff this week, for me at least.
Yeah. DJV is starting off hot already. I don't know. Trayvon is always powerful. It's never, you can never really gauge what spells or what. But as soon as I saw he was getting his Agatha trailer and then Star Wars was doubling down on witching, I was just like, all right, man, this is Trayvon. Our poster for this week is just Trayvon. Why? This is him. This is what he's been waiting for. Look at him. He's crying already.
The main event was Devil Wears Prada. Listen.
Yeah, that was the crazy part. Trayvon's most favorite news ain't even witch. Like, that's the crazy part.
That's my girl.
Trayvon was just like, yes, the human shit is what I'm flipping out over the most. Yes, thank God. But yeah, we got so much to talk about. We'll have a special guest pop in soon. We're going to start right off with House of Dragons. Let me bring it up here. All right, you guys knew what we had to name this specific topic. This nigga Cole got to die. I mean, and again, Twitch and everyone, this is a fictional character, just so you know how they be. But yeah, it needed to happen. It needed to happen. I got you, Trayvon. It completely needed to happen. Trayvon, this is your husband. Walk us through on why everybody had to die, but this nigga still breathing. What's going on?
It's because he's pretty. I don't know. Pretty privilege. Yeah, he gotta die. Or just, I don't know, send him to me. I'll keep him.
Please.
Yeah, he's he thinks he's charged, and this Psycho King that he is working for does what he wants.
Oh, no. Correct yourself, please.
What?
Psycho King he was working for.
Well, he's not dead, right?
No, is it? No, the King's...
No.
Unless I'm tripping.
No.
I thought that little nigga was dead.
In the little preview or whatever, he's just burnt the fuck up. Apparently not dead.
Oh, see, I didn't see that. The way the episode ended for me, that nigga seemed as dead as dead gets.
I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, double back, because that I could have swore that nigga was super dead.
Maybe he is dead. I don't know.
DJV, how'd you see it? Is he dead or? Because I'm like, that would be some true Game of Thrones shit. The most annoying character. That nigga survived a fall from that high and all kinds of fire. It's not confirmed. He might be, he might not be. It's up in the air. That's some bullshit. God damn, we can't get none of these annoying.
At least his dragon should survive. That's not his fault. Not her. I think it's her. Sunfire. I think
the dragon survived.
It's not the dragon's fault.
No, I don't blame the dragon. I do blame the dragon a little bit for not making sure that nigga died. Like, come on, man.
I'm talking about this dragon, the one he was riding on. Not whatever that big fucker is.
Yeah, I don't know what that big dragon is, but I know the rest of them dragons don't fuck with that dragon. You know that they don't fuck with that dragon. The dragon was still breathing. Oh, god damn.
They weren't gone, yeah.
God damn. Coochie Cole got a disease that he done passed to all these annoying ass characters and dragons. Why don't nobody want to die? Why the realest character in this episode the only one that died? The one I consider black. Why she die? Why she died?
That's go, man. That's how it goes.
That shit was crazy, bro. She was about it though. You know what I loved?
She was.
I can tell you this right now, Trayvon. We fighting with dragons, and that big fucking dragon come out of the sky. Guess who going home? Juwan.
Listen.
They're like, Juwan, did you bring that dragon with you? Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know, but I know I won't about to fight that nigga. Shit. Shit. Y'all better get ready. Y'all better get ready.
When I saw that big, I said, "Oh,
yeah,
God,
y'all
here
out
we
your
go.
goddamn mind. You think I'm fighting that
Here we
shit?
go."
You know what's gonna be crazy though is if the king is still alive. Last thing the king saw was his own
brother,
king,
right?
own king going.
Yeah.
Sorry, like I know what you want, man. I know what you want. I'm gonna kill you. You know
What's
what I'm
his
saying?
name again? The one I
It's like it's the same kind of name as the
Amen.
yeah, Amen. It's like Amen
And-
or some shit like that.
And what's the stupid king? What's his name?
I have no idea.
Aemon? No, what's it? I don't know. This Aegon. That's right.
Yeah, it is Aegon. That's right. Because when the
Aegon
mother
is
found
stupid
out, it
king.
was the same name.
Yeah. Yeah. He wanted him dead. He was going for him more than going for the real true king.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I'm like a lot of people were saying that the Rhaenyra's aunt kind of gave her like the head nod before she went out. Like when she was like, "Let me be the one that goes," right? First of all, can I just say
he was dead as hell. So
I'm proud of her. I'm proud of Rhaenyra's son. Ain't many real men, as far as like the kids go in the world of Game of Thrones, right? Her son was just like, "Hey, ma, it's my time. Let me go." You know what I'm saying? She's like, "Nah." Her auntie was like, "I'll go," and she was like, "All right, yeah, bet." It's like, "Yeah, all right, yeah, you can go."
you lived a long life.
My son. Yeah, you lived a long time. I still ain't forgive you for some shit. I ain't forgive you for some shit. Some shit is still lingering
You
a little
talk to
bit.
me a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah, you go ahead. You and your husband, one of y'all, go ahead, go die. My kid ain't going. You staying your ass here. Sorry. Nah. Nope. Last one of y'all motherfuckers that sent out on the dragon ain't come back with a dragon. The dragon ain't come back. You ain't come back. None of y'all came. No, not happening. No. So I'm like, I thought she did her on a little dirty. But, it is what it is.
I mean,
Auntie
she offered. She didn't order her to go.
She offered, but Trayvon, I'm going to tell you this right now.
I would have never offered. I'm going to tell you this. Bitch. Good night.
Here's why I don't blame the person that offered. I blame the person that accepted. You ever go out to eat, right? You with like a friend or a family or something. You got like a banging ass meal, right? They just get a little something. You eating it. You look over. They looking, and you like, you want some? Whenever someone says that, they're looking for the other person to have respect enough to say, "Nah, you go ahead, big dog. It's yours. You go ahead. I'm good." When a motherfucker says yes, that's when I know I'll never go out with you again. You say yeah, we ain't never going out again. Bruh, I'm hungry as fuck too. I'm about to tear this shit up. What you mean you want some? Nah. I asked to be nice. I didn't ask for you to say yes. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody you don't fuck with asking how's their day. You don't want them to actually tell you. Nigga, I just said that to be nice. You know what I'm saying? You just nod and go, "It was all right," and then going about your business. So it's like, nah, you don't let your auntie go out there, dog. You send one of these little motherfuckers to go out there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it was a little fucked up. A little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. But, that episode was crazy.
I think she was just tired of being in this bullshit. Y'all gonna die anyway, so let me go ahead.
Yeah. She said, let me go on my, let me do it my way.
Let me go out my way.
Because when she tightened up that strap, I said, "Oh, this bitch finna die bad." I said, "Oh, Lord, girl. Damn. I'm just glad she went the way she went."
It. He keep hiding that big bitch under a way where you can't see him. I'm like, how you keep hiding this big fucker? How? Every time.
I thought the dragon was smart when it went under the big ass dragon and was trying to like, claw it and bite it and all kinds of shit. But I'm like, at some point, that big ass dragon gonna go, "I'm a big ass dragon." Like, I'm gonna stop forgetting I'm a big ass dragon.
Also, I need somebody to fuck that big ass dragon up. It's old as fuck. Like, come on now. Like,
that's true.
Y'all. Like maybe
that's
y'all go at the bitch. Like maybe both of y'all should have went. Fuck that bitch up together. I don't know.
I mean,
it's annoying. It's like, damn, you keep biting people's heads off and shit. Sick of it.
This little Ray small council been talking real big since Damon left. Like, Coins had to come through and shit all that stuff. I'll put this whole fleet on y'all ass. That's real talk.
She losing people that are on her side also, because the bodyguard guy is dead. Damon, wherever the hell he can come at, and her son can't do shit. So now she's gone. The aunt's gone. She on her own. If they want a mutiny, her ass in the cell.
I was about to say they want a mutiny. It's a wrap. Well, no. It's not, because technically her uncle, like he was saying, her uncle did show up. It was like, hey, watch your fucking mouth, dog. Watch your mouth.
He is literally, please.
So, I'm just saying. He walked in and shut the whole room down. Everybody said, all right, yeah, you got it. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, he got it until they like, hell no.
I mean, it is one of those things to where they decide they got the numbers and they just, they do what they got to do. But for now, they still respect
them. Fighters. They're the fighters, though. That's the thing. If they want to take it down, they can.
They ain't fighting. It's like, they ain't fighting. So until they do. All right, we got our special guest.
Hey,
yeah,
what's up, Jamie?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I had to double check because last time sound didn't come out.
No, we got you. We can hear you. All right, so we were just wrapping up on House of Dragons. This show is completely crazy. Next week should be even crazier. Shout out to you, Trayvon, because I definitely thought it ended differently. I now got to go back and rewatch it because I missed that. I think I was celebrating. Oh no, Jamie's not caught up yet.
Oh,
Jamie's not caught up yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet. I do know that somebody died, but I don't know who died.
It's okay. Don't even worry about it, Jamie.
It's quite a few, so it's fine.
Yeah, don't even worry about it.
A lot of death.
Got you.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Wait, we can bring this up because this isn't a spoiler to Jamie. We can bring this up before we move on. Damon need to go claim that dragon he was singing at in season 1. We need a bigger dragon. Yeah, this is a Jaws situation. Y'all gonna need a bigger boat because that shit you in right now ain't working, dog. It ain't working. It is not working. All right, we're gonna move into. Let me take this down. All right, Trayvon.
Oh.
This is all you.
Teleportation.
This is all you. You go right on ahead. You go right on ahead. You lead us in, Trayvon.
Oof. I admit this was a filler episode. It just was like finally telling us what happened to the Coven and everybody and what happened. We saw majority of it though. Like we saw him dead. We saw him drop the one sister, just assuming she died, saved Osha because he felt the connection with her. That was kind of it. They just filled it in a little bit more. Basically, they didn't come there to murder them, but they came there to get little girls away from them. So, look, she was in mid-mass teleportation, and he said, "Boop, stop that shit," and that was it. And then everybody tried to control the Wookiee, and then they got out of that. They all died. I don't know. I guess she like force killed them in the mine. I said it was like Scarlet Witch killing Professor X in Multiverse of Madness. So basically, like maybe she fought them in the mine. We didn't see it, but I'm assuming it was something like that in the mine. She fought them, sliced them all up with a lightsaber in the mine. Yeah, and teleportation. And that's it. And the one other mother, I think she teleported away. Jamie, you think she died, but I think she teleported away.
I think she died because I can't. Do you remember the character's name, John? I keep referring to her as Trinity because I don't remember.
Let me. It's funny because I was talking about it earlier today, and I swear to God, I said the same thing. Hold on, let me pull up her name.
But y'all all know who I'm talking about.
I'm gonna pull up the name. Just go ahead, Jamie. I'm pull up the name for you.
I feel like I don't know nobody's names, man.
Andara.
No, the Coral.
It is Andara.
Okay, Andara. So Andara wiped. I think it's Coral. I don't know the white mother of the coven. That's what I typically call her. Yeah, Coral. Okay, cool. I knew one person's name, but yeah. So Andara, she came in after Kilnaka was possessed by Coral, and I think that possession, at least the way that they put the shots together, it seemed like Coral initially possessed him, and then all the other sisters was like, let's help with this possession. Right. So they were all possessing him. And then when Andara showed up to free Kilnaka, like all the other like ladies fell out. And so I'm like, where does that leave Coral? Like, I feel like Coral kind of she actually evaporated that time because everybody else seemingly died, if not definitely died from the fire and destruction. So I don't know. It's unfortunate. I'm like, I don't know nobody's names.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, this show is not doing a good job of me caring enough to remember anyone's name. I still be calling that motherfucker the Stranger. He got a whole name. I mean, I think it was a made up name, but he got a whole name. I just call him Stranger.
I call him Q.
You call him Q.
Yeah, I think his name is Quamir or something like that. I don't know how to say it, so I just call him Q.
It's all right. You don't even have to worry about pronouncing it right because it's a really good chance that's not his actual name. So you're good there. It's like the fact that people still don't call Baby Yoda Grogu. They call him Baby Yoda, right? So it's like you can call him the Stranger.
That was tough. That was a tough switch for me, not gonna lie.
It was for a lot of people. They're like, nah, that's Baby Yoda. And I'm like, Yoda's not a group of people. Yoda is a person. So calling him Baby Yoda is crazy.
You're right. But it's like he's the only one that... Well,
I know.
The big one, I guess. The one that everybody knows.
Right. Yeah, that was the unfortunate part because George Lucas has never made it known about Yoda's people. So we only have Yoda, Yaddle, and Grogu. So for a lot of people that don't know Yaddle, they only know Yoda. And they assume Yoda is what everyone is, and it's like no. Yoda is a singular person. We just don't know his race of people. So the fact that Disney let us call him Baby Grogu for like a whole season and a half was so annoying. I'm like, you're making people think it's Yoda's son. It's not Yoda's son. Like that is a whole nother person. But anyway,
I just rewatched. Yeah. So she does like teleport away, kinda, but she talks. She's like, you should never brought him here.
Yeah.
So it sounds like she went and possessed Kilnaka. And then, okay. That makes sense. But we never saw her again, so I don't know.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, what happened to her?
I didn't think
you can make
in and possessed. That was
you can definitely make any assumption you want as far as her being alive or being dead. I think till this show truly specifically answers it. It's Switzerland. It could be either side. I don't think either side is wrong. I think if you think she's alive, cool. I think if you think she's dead, cool. I don't think they made it clear enough.
I think, okay, so it's like the unwritten rule. I feel like it's more so in anime than like live action stuff. But it's like if you don't actually see the death happen, they're not dead.
I agree.
Yeah, so what if, and I forget who said this. We've been talking about this on the Lost Holocron as well, over on Geek Set. But what if she is like the mastermind behind all of this, and that was like her canon event? She didn't die, so she's gonna come back stronger at the end of the series. I don't know. It would be crazy. They would have to do a lot of explaining, which they cannot do on the final episode. Final episode, we got to go. So I don't know. They messed up with this one. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like the information that we got, but did it need to be the penultimate episode?
But that's my problem. What information really did we get? Like for me, it's the second time this season they've built up a big surprise, and the surprise fell flat as fuck. Yeah. Like, okay, Saul, your big secret. First of all, I don't know how long Saul had been a Jedi at this point, but I don't know who the fuck taught him that if two people are falling, you try to hold the thing they're standing on. Since when do you not hold the people? Like when you use the Force to grab the people? I think that's why it was too much for him, is he was trying to hold both the bridges they were standing on. which is like holding two people and two separate Brit. Like, that's why it was exhausting him. Why not just hold the two people? Like, how often have we seen Star Wars in recent time where you just see people use the Force to hold two people and do whatever they need to do with them, right? I've never seen someone go, all right, I'm going to try to hold the ship you're in. No, I'm going to just get you out of the ship and let the ship just go. But anyway.
What makes it worse is like this episode completely expanded what I thought the Force was capable of doing. Mm-hmm. So if you think about it even deeper, it's like, dang, how come he couldn't just save the both of them and he felt he had to choose one? I don't know.
Right.
But I saw DJ V in the comments. He was saying Soul isn't evil. He's just stupid. He might be stupid, but I'm still on that hashtag Soul is evil. I still feel like there's something else going on because we don't know his relationship to Q, and Q felt like he was insinuating Soul is the one that like threw me out, threw me on the street or whatever it might be. So I still think he's evil. Whether we find that out in this season or I don't know if they're planning another one. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna do, but I think he's evil. I just want to put that out there.
Again, this is like the dead lady. I can't argue either way. He very likely could be. Very likely could just be like DJV said, just stupid. But this episode to me was just like this show for me. I'm sorry, it just keeps falling flat on it. It keeps building these quote unquote mysteries, and each mystery falls flat. Like the first big mystery was, oh my God, is it really her killing these Jedi? Then you find out, no, her sister's alive. That fell flat. Then you go, who is this person under the mask? It could be anybody. Then it was the one person that a lot of people thought it was, right? Then the mystery of what is Soul's secret? What is this secret? Then you come to see and you're like, bro, this was your secret? Like, I don't even know where I would pinpoint what you necessarily did wrong. Like, you were impulsive, sure. That goes against the way of the Jedi. You're not supposed to be impulsive. You're supposed to think first always, right? Supposed to be calm, cool, and collected. But it was like Soul was acting like, it was the two girls in front of him. He took a lightsaber and tried to murder one of them, failed, and was just like, all right, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not really what happened. What happened was, and again, selfishly, he made a choice. He said, one of them I really care for, the other one I don't really give a fuck about. Yep. Enjoy death, right? You know what I'm saying?
Was that the bad? I thought the bad thing was killing the culprit. I thought that was the bad.
That was awesome.
I don't think I can classify that as the.
You killed all their family.
Well, no, he didn't kill all their family. If you want to say he killed the mother,
was gonna be.
I won't hold killing the mother against him, right? Because it's like if you're in an argument with somebody, right? And they go reach for their waist and you shoot them first, I can't blame you for shooting them. Yes, that was impulsive as fuck. But I'm not about to fault you for not waiting to see. I'm not going to fault you for not waiting to see what the fuck this person is about to do in the heat of an argument. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't really blame Saul for that. So then it comes down to, do you blame him for allowing May to die? Sure. But if you're trying to tell me that he could not hold both, which is what that scene was telling me. That's what I picked up from it. What am I faulting you here for? You couldn't hold both. You made a choice. It was a very shitty choice that you made instead of just trying to save both. But you saved the one that you had the attachment with. What am I really blaming you for here? But go ahead, Jamie. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. I think that's like another reason why this episode kind of fell flat for me is like, I think 2 or 3 episodes. So it was like, oh, I'll tell you Osha, I'll tell you my side of the story, I'll tell you what actually happened, blah, blah. So like kind of like building it up to be this thing. And then it was essentially like the same as episode 3. And like adding Soul's perspective, like we got some emotional beats that we didn't necessarily know about Soul at the time or about the Jedi group, but everything played out exactly the same. Like if I had skipped this episode, I would not be like any more behind than if I had seen the episode. Like it didn't really add anything. There was no like, oh, Soul secretly did this and that's how like the weird things was going on with the Covenant or anything. Like everything played out essentially exactly the same. even with Soul's perspective, we didn't get to see enough like unique story points from his perspective for it to be like his episode. We still saw pretty much everything from episode 3, except Soul was just in it a little more now. So I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking with this. I almost want to believe that maybe they thought they were going to have more time to tell like this story or something, and it just didn't end up working that way. But there's just so many odd decisions with this episode in particular. And I agree with the mysteries that they try to set up falling flat, because they immediately like pretty much solved the case
right
in the next few minutes after that. So
and let's not forget, Jamie, the most important thing I took from this episode that bothered me the most was 2 things. You doubled down on the fact that they had an extremely rare high count of midichlorians. I didn't like that. You're doubling down, right? You're doubling down on the fact that Anakin now, in canon, is not special. There's nothing special about Anakin Skywalker. Not a fucking thing. Not a thing. The whole point of Anakin was that you could not utilize any ability of the Force to create a being, right? And the whole reason why Anakin was special was Plagueis, who was Palpatine's master, was trying to manipulate the Force to make a Sith being. But the Force is not, you're not able to bend the Force to your will. So instead of the Force giving him a Sith, the Force created Anakin, which was a Jedi, right? Now, we know eventually Palpatine manipulated Anakin and, made him a Sith, in the long haul. But that was the Force's way of saying, no. You don't get to do what you want to do. We kind of go our own way. So for you to say that this witch was able to manipulate the Force into creating a being that was then able to split into 2 beings is like, well, if this happened before, why are we looking at Anakin as special? We know this happened before. Now, where this show is going to piss me off is on 2 ends. Everyone keeps saying, well, what if, a lot of this information isn't passed down to Phantom Menace? Why? What do you mean? Yoda's on the High Council. Why wouldn't this information be passed on to Yoda? For Yoda to go, okay, Sith was here at some point. Mm-hmm. Other people had high enough midichlorian count to manipulate the Force to making beings. Why wouldn't this information be passed on? Unless you're telling me.
They're not going to tell them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Only way I can accept that, because think about it. If you're the High Council, you know that there was a mission sent out, that Jedi were sent out. The Jedi did not come back. We can at least say that plainly. That you're not going to tell me the High Council didn't know a mission was sent out with Jedi that Jedi did not return. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm just not. I'm not accepting.
What that lady said. She said she's the one that sent them there, and that's why she went to fix it. Or go there to fix it.
Right. I took that as she went to go fix it so that she didn't have to tell them of the fuck up. But that still doesn't tell me that the High Council didn't know that those Jedi went out on a mission. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like if you're at war and your lieutenant sent out a secret group of let's say 8 people, right? Those 8 people don't come back. Nobody asking questions. Nobody asking where.
If you did it secret, nobody would know, right?
Yeah, but hear me. Jedi, there's not millions of them to where you just don't notice that 8 of them are gone. I'm assuming
a lot of them in this world.
Yes, but I'm assuming you would know if some were gone, if some were dead. Think about it. Yoda in the prequels could feel when someone died. So now all of a sudden the Jedi aren't that in tune with the Force to sense that Jedi died. You know what I'm saying? What we doing here? And then not even to mention that, Trayvon, I want to get you and Jamie's thoughts on this. Here's the most confusing thing about this episode. What did this episode answer as when it comes to what the fuck was the guilt Corbin had? That's my question. What was the guilt Corbin had that made him say, I'm going to kill myself? I can't live with this guilt anymore. What guilt does he have?
That is true.
What did he do?
I was
think about it. What did he do?
By the way, pizza still, I got to give it a couple minutes. But I was also thinking about that because I'm like, why does he feel so guilty that he was willing to commit suicide? I don't know if it's because he, I guess, quote unquote, led the charge to the witch coven to be like, yeah, let's go grab the sisters or whatever, because he was so badly wanted to leave the planet for some reason.
Right. He wanted to go back home. Apparently, they had been on that planet for, I think, several weeks or several months or something like that. And he just wanted to go back home, which, again, it would have been nice if you connected some dots. Like, he needed to go home because his mom needed him. Or, like, it just, Jedi aren't supposed to have attachments. And he wanted to go home as if, like, there was something there he wanted to get back to.
He wanted to go home so bad. He was willing to commit genocide.
Right. He was like, he was willing to say, fuck it. Kill everybody, grab the sisters, let's get the fuck out of here. I want to go home. But it was like, why? What is so important about home that you need to get back home for? And it was just never said. And then when you think about it, if anybody, and now again, I will say this, because I know avid movie watchers and show watchers are going to tell us that this is the scenario that he felt guilty about. He was cognizant of the cover-up. But the cover-up, I didn't think was that bad that you would feel guilty enough to say, you know what? After all this time, fuck it, kill me. Kill me. Kill me.
You know, that's another thing is because if he was guilty about one of the sisters dying, the other sister's right in front of you right now. So that she didn't die. So why you feel? Because you killed. That's the only thing I can think of. We killed your mother. That's the only thing I can think of.
Here's my issue, Trayvon. Here's my issue. She would
have died if they didn't go there.
What? Why now? Like, you could have legit. Again, let me make sure I'm being very careful here with my words. That guilt could have consumed you 16 years ago. Why is it 16 years lapsed? Say it again, Trayvon.
That's why he's meditating and was mute. They said he was mute for a long time.
He was, right. But why? I guess seeing May is, I guess, what. But like, you literally helped train. I assume you were part of the council that was helping train Osha all those years. I don't know. It didn't. I thought it was going to be something like they thought they killed one of the sisters. You know what I'm saying? To protect the other or something like that, like something big. But I'm like, bruh, that's so crazy. All these other, Kelnaka, everybody else seemed to live with this guilt. It only affected you. And you were the least responsible. You and Kelnaka were the least responsible for anything that happened. At the events of that. It was really Saul.
Do you think they lied about where Osha came from when they went back?
What do you mean? How she was born? 100%.
They were training her.
100%. 100%. Because you couldn't tell someone that they had a rare high count of midichlorians, because there would have been questions like, whoa, hold on. So like, where's the mom and dad? Oh, there was just a mom. No, that's not possible. So yes, because remember, Saul asked that. He said, did you tell them their extremely high count of midichlorians? And she's like, they already said no. Saul, shut the fuck up. No, they're not coming back with this. You know what I'm saying? So I think they understood it was something you couldn't tell them. Look, I'm going to say this. I am not with all the diehard Star Wars fans that wants to hate the show for the sake of it not being what George Lucas would have wanted or anything like that. I do despise that it feels like, let me make sure I'm saying this carefully, it feels like it's chipping away at the canon I love. That's where my dislike comes from. And I'm going to be honest, I haven't felt as though this was a put together show. I really don't think so. Take away anything canon, right? Take away my issues with Anakin or, Ki-Adi-Mundi or anything like that. It's not keeping my interest week to week. It's just not. Like, you keep falling flat on all these big things. That's why I said, I think the worst thing this show could have done was try to make it like a murder mystery. Because you keep solving these mysteries, and it's like, it's so early on. none of these mysteries are dragging. And then when you get to the actual solving of the mystery, you're like, that was it? Like I told you guys, I think, Jamie, you were here. I was saying the Osha mystery would have been way more entertaining if it was May was dead. It was Osha not consciously knowing she was living out these desires, which was revenge, right? Like it was really her, but the dark side was consuming her to carry out these murders, right? And then you could do the whole wool over your eyes of, no, Osha knew this whole time. Osha was just in tune with the dark side, or she was secretly working with the stranger. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have been cool. It would have been cool if you said Saul had a chance to save both. Like if you made it clear that Saul had a chance to save both, but chose to let I just forget her name, May die. Then I could say, oh, that's why seeing May makes him so uncomfortable, because he thought, bitch, I thought you died a long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
But honestly, Osha hates us anyway. So it's like she saw her set the fire. You hated your sister the whole time.
That's the other part that I don't get, because so I thought that she hated her sister. Well, we know that she doesn't. Her and her sister have a traumatic history, I guess, and she believes that her sister killed like her mother and all the witches in the coven. And I was thinking that was also going to be a part of the twist, or we get to see, like, I guess that was a big part of the of this episode, where we saw, you know, she wasn't responsible for all the witches dying. It was really like Sol and Torben, and pretty much Sol and Torben that were responsible for that. And you could even add Endara to that with dispelling the possession and everything.
Really, just Sol, because if Sol kept a cool head, none of the deaths would have come after, unless you want to tell me that the other mother was just gonna rage out and, you know, want to kill them. But for me, I kind of felt like when the one mother is like, I was gonna release her. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what's really so confusing. What do you mean release her? Like, are you, like, the way she said it was as if she was in control of May, right? Like May wasn't a physical manifestation of anything. May was like a construct. No, I'm saying the way the mother made it sound was, I was gonna release them, and it was like, release them. Like, what do you mean release them?
I think she just said like, I was gonna let her go with you.
Yeah.
But why did she say release her? Like, she was gonna go regardless. Like,
I guess release her from my guardianship. I don't know.
That was weird, because the last time we saw this from the other point of view, she made it clear, I'm not gonna force you to stay. You want to go, you can go.
Yeah. Right? Okay. So that was one thing, right? So that was another thing this episode that I thought was going to happen, because May is like, oh, the Jedi, like they brainwashed you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like you'll see like what the truth actually is, or like you'll learn eventually. And so that's why I was also thinking, like, seeing the episode from Sol's point of view, we were going to get more information, because I thought legitimately Osha did get brainwashed or something and things played out differently. And it seems like it's possible that things might have played out slightly differently, because in episode 3, I'm pretty sure the mother was saying, like, you know, you can do whatever you want. Okay, this is your life. Just know, like, you can never come back here again.
Right.
But then in this episode, like, they had like a really touching moment. She's like, you know, I'll talk with the other like witches in the coven and we'll make a decision. Like, it seemed like she didn't really want her to go, versus in episode 3, she was like, I mean, sure, you can go ahead and leave. It's going to be a big mistake in your life, but go ahead. That was like the one difference, not substantial enough to warrant the whole episode, but that was the one difference. I was like, that's interesting. So it didn't seem like, I don't know, it slightly changes like the relationship, I feel like the mom and Osha had, but not enough for this whole episode to feel like it made an impact, in my opinion.
Episode 3, it did seem she was more in control of everyone. And then in this one, she was like, I have to talk to the council first. I'll take your wish under consideration. And we'll see. And then they were mad at her, and like, what are you, a leader or a mother? And she was like, I'm choosing mother.
Right.
So it's like, but they're also like, they're the ones that it's like they needed them, and I was like, what do you like need them for exactly?
I guess they're the next
what I would have appreciated,
but they're only 2 people.
You know what I would have appreciated? I think the biggest issue is you're creating a new landscape in the world of Star Wars. These witches, by the way, as far as I know, let me throw that in there. I don't know everything. These witches don't exist in any form of Star Wars outside of this show. So you're introducing them in the same aspect of you killing them all, right? So my issue with that is you could have laid the foundation of the mother saying, hey, we're dying, right? Like, both of us are dying. You guys are what's going to carry the legacy. As far as we know, these fucking witches can live till what, 1,000,000 years? We have no idea, right? So I'm like, them putting all the pressure on these girls was like, for what? What's the rush? Like, you're not telling us. Are you guys dying? Is something at stake? What's going on that you're saying, I gotta put you guys in a position to take over, because if not, we'll all die. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you just rushed everything. You introduced these witches, then killed these witches, but at no point did you make it a stance of these witches need these girls or else. What's the or else? It was also
weird when May said sacrifice. I think she said, in whatever the mission statement was, she said something about sacrifice, and that
she did,
triggered Endara. Endara was like, "Oh, sacrificing you?"
Right.
Right. What does that mean?
That was when she heard that. She was just like,
okay, maybe we should get them.
Like, I'm sorry. What? Sacrifice? Yeah, fuck that. No. Yeah, so get these fucking girls. DJV, you make a great point. Night Sisters are witches. In canon, they were the only witches in the history of Star Wars. It's why in this episode they say they're not Night Sisters. We know Night Sisters. They're not them. They're something else. We don't know what they are.
Now, she was teleporting in the Jedi Survivor game. Yeah, she was doing this.
But she wasn't doing this. This is something different. I don't know what this is. Yeah, I also didn't like the line of Night Sisters don't take in the young and train them. And I'm like, yeah, they do. That's exactly what they did with Savage and Darth Maul. They trained them. That's exactly what the Night Sisters did. They trained Darth Maul.
Though, right?
They were what?
They weren't kids.
They weren't kids, but they were kids at some point. You didn't take them from being children. Yes, that part is true. Yes, if you mean that specifically, then yes, I can't argue that. No, okay, so DJV. See, that might be some people's issue too. They're not Night Sisters.
When did they say that?
When did they say that they're not Night Sisters?
Yeah.
They said that when Corbin asked, are they Night Sisters? And that's when that's when his master said, no, because Night Sisters don't take in the young and train them. So that was her way of saying they're not Night Sisters. And I think I get why they were stressing that they're not Night Sisters, because Filoni with the Ahsoka show is taking them back to Dathomir, right? Which might bring back up Night Sisters. You don't want to confuse people with what Night Sisters can actually do and what these witches were doing. It's why it's different. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, there were some elements of what Mother Talzin could do that look similar to what these witches could do. But it's not supposed to be the same thing, I'm guessing. Because at no point did you call them Night Sisters. At no point did you allude to the fact that they were Night Sisters. So, I don't know. Like I said, this show finds a way to confuse me per episode. I shouldn't have as many questions as I have. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trevor.
What I thought this show was going to do, right, with him so guilty and killing himself, right? Walk with me for a second. So I don't know if y'all like Twilight or not, but the Volturi were upset when they thought they made a child into a vampire, right?
Right.
So they were going to kill them because of that, because it's children. being brought up in something they shouldn't be or whatever. And I thought that's what the big secret was for Saul and them to, okay, we got to take them, kill all the witches, and take the kids. When they didn't do any, this episode just felt unnecessary completely. I was like, we saw her start the fire. We did see kind of more of a mistake this time, I guess, because I don't remember seeing it like that in episode 3.
No, episode 3, she dropped it. She set the book on fire. Yeah, then I think the fire started to consume, right? And then she dropped it by accident. Again, I'd have to rewatch episode 3, but nothing of episode.
What was she trying to do?
She was trying to burn that book. That book had secrets in it. She didn't want her sister, I guess, to give to the Jedi.
But she still trapped her sister in there and burnt her on the outside.
So that's another difference between this episode and episode 3. Because in episode 3, it seemed like she burned the book, she dropped the thing, didn't do anything about it. This episode, we see her burn the book, and it seems like she accidentally drops a little torch thing, and then she's like, "Mom, help! Fire!" And that's So she seemed like she didn't mean to do it. But it still happened,
And again, she didn't know she was trapping her sister in there. Remember, the fire short-circuited the door so that it trapped her sister. She wasn't trying to trap her in there. She was trying to say, "Stay here. Let me go murder these motherfuckers, and then I'll come back, and then you have nowhere to go."
She did trap everybody into that compound because they cut the wires and stuff. They're like, ain't nobody leaving.
I just meant because Trayvon was saying she trapped her sister. And I'm like, I don't think she was trying to kill her sister in that moment. She was just like, if you can't leave, it frees me to do what I need to do, and then I'll come back and get you. But that's why when the fire started to become too much, she's like, "Yeah, Mom, where you at, dog? This shit's crazy." This got way out of hand. Someone please help me. But I assume the book had secrets of the coven that she didn't want to get out there. I guess I don't know. But again, it speaks to how many loopholes are in this show. But again, I want to reiterate my dislike for certain aspects of this show is not like these hardcore Star Wars fans. I don't put that burden on this show. My problem is if this show was just more entertaining and just didn't have as many loopholes, I could accept it for what it is. I could accept it for what it is and move on. Because remember, Trayvon, I didn't like a lot of the decisions Kenobi was making because I thought you're playing with fire. You're so close to the canon we know of what's supposed to be happening in this time. Obi-Wan didn't leave that planet. Obi-Wan stayed there. Like so many things happened that you were playing with. And I just thought that was risky. But at least Kenobi was entertaining enough that I'm like, I can accept all this. I can accept all this. It does at least make more sense as to why when Leia is Leia's sending the message, she's sending it to Kenobi. Why? She knows Kenobi. Luke doesn't, but she does, right? So I'm like, you were playing on that. You were being safe. I didn't like you playing with that fire, though. This is now openly changing canon. And it's like, this isn't playing with canon, it's altering it. So I'm like, it's just, you had so much gray area you could have played in, and you chose to alter probably one of the biggest things in Star Wars history, which is Anakin being special. Anakin being the only one, the chosen one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, again, but I don't hate this show. I don't think this show's an abomination. I don't think it's the worst thing Star Wars has ever done. I'm not saying any of those things. I just disagree with some of the decisions this show is making, and that's just how I feel. Again, I'm not throwing dirt on the name of this show or Leslie Headland or anything like that. I just disagree. I think that's fair enough for me to be able to say I disagree with the decision making. That's it. I'm not throwing any hate or anything like that. No one here is doing that. I get enough of that on Star Wars Twitter. They are destroying Leslie. And can I say this also?
What's that?
I am seeing the hate that Star Wars fans are giving. And I can say this, because I think this does need to be said. None of their hate has anything to do with it being a female lead, a female director, a black lead. None of it has anything to do with race or anything. A lot of the Star Wars hate comes from canon. Well, I'm just saying, I'm not seeing any of it. If it exists, I won't argue that. I'm not seeing it from there. Because all the people that a lot of people are attacking that are like so openly against it, that's what they're hanging on to why they dislike it. And I'm like, I listen to why they dislike it, and never once is it race. Now, I will say a lot of people probably do feel like Disney is trying to be too woke, but I'm like, I don't know what's woke about this show that wasn't necessarily woke about Rey. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, Rey wasn't a person of color. They did, but why did they hate Rey? Because I don't believe it was because she was a woman. I don't think so. I think their dislike for Rey was that character.
And she was powerful.
After Force Awakens was not, but that was the issue, Trayvon.
That's not an issue. What's wrong with her being powerful?
The issue with her being powerful was it was never explained. Like, think about it. Kylo Ren had been a dark Force user and a Force user and openly using the Force since he was a child. Mm-hmm. You're telling me that this woman that has never used her abilities is now overpowering Kylo Ren, who's been using and harnessing his powers for years. Yeah, I can understand how that rubs people wrong, whether it was male or female. It's just, where did this come from?
Now, you know like, how many stories have you seen of the Chosen One having better abilities from
But that's start. The problem. They never classified Rey as the Chosen One. Rey was never classified as the Chosen One. That was the issue. Rey was just narratively, Rey was the first Jedi we had seen in forever. Okay. But then at no point did anyone ever say Rey was the Chosen. That, because remember, Trayvon, that's what J.J. Abrams was hinting in Force Awakens, that there was something unique about her. And then the very next movie, what did they tell us? Rey's nothing. She's no one. She's nothing. She's no one. There's no mystery. She's just a girl that happens to have the Force.
It was also
that's what the second movie
Awakens, as in awakened in her. That's how I took it.
No, I think what they were trying to say is there weren't open Jedis, right? It was Luke, but Luke had disappeared. So there were no Jedi. They were eradicating Jedi. She was supposed to be the leading force in bringing back the Jedi. So the Force is now awakened. Luke had disappeared, so there was no open Jedi out there. But at no point did the rest of that trilogy lead me to believe Rey was supposed to be a Chosen One. The second movie literally told us she's nothing. She's no one. You know what I'm saying? So if they did approach Rey as the Chosen One, then yeah, of course, Chosen One just does random, weird, powerful shit all the time. But that's not how they went about Rey. And that's why I'm like, I can understand people's issue of you not explaining how is she so powerful. Then you get the big surprise of, oh, she's Palpatine's granddaughter. And you're like,
so that didn't explain it?
I guess that's where but it took us to the end. I mean, the middle of the last movie. No, but I'm saying, Trayvon, people's hate for Rey were in the first movie. That's where it started.
It was a woman with power.
I'm not saying people didn't dislike Rey for being a woman. I won't argue that. I'm saying I saw a lot of diehard Star Wars fans not liking it because it wasn't explained. Why is she so powerful? How? She had never used the Force before. Never used a lightsaber. None of that shit. Now she's defeating someone of a high rank like Kylo. Where'd that come from? And it took you till the third movie to explain why. Yeah. I can understand someone having a problem with that. That's all I'm saying. Think about what Anakin went through, and he was the actual Chosen One. Lost to Count Dooku. You know what I'm saying? Got an arm cut off. And it took the third movie to get Anakin that powerful. You know what I'm saying? And he was the actual Chosen One. So that's what I'm saying. We can't pick and choose here. Because they didn't do it for the guy. So we're not about to act like, you know what I'm saying, they did it for the guy, but now they're doing it for the woman. It's a problem. No, that's not how Anakin was presented. He was not just powerful out of nowhere. He had to grow into it. What is DJV saying? Even Anakin and Luke had to be trained. Exactly. Luke didn't just defeat Vader the first time he saw him.
Okay, y'all like she was a god or something. Like
Trayvon. Like Anakin and Luke lost their first battles they lost their first battles as established Jedi. Why? Because they needed more training. I did too. I don't have a problem with Rey.
If Finn was boy, they would have hated that movie. Woo.
I'm just saying, yes, racism exists. I'm saying I don't think you can paint the entire fandom of Star Wars with one brush. That's all I'm saying.
What I saw with the movies, our originals, our fans were dying. That's what I kept saying. We were pissed about that.
And I think that's fair.
Let the new people get in here. They're old. Let them go.
I think that's fair. I think that's very fair to be upset about. I think that's very fair. The characters you grew up on, they are essentially, because here's my thing. If you wanted to kill them, why not just give us a timeline where they're already dead? That would have been fine. I could have accepted that more than how you treated Luke, how you treated Han. That was crazy. So for me, it's like, I get it. I'm saying we could split this 50-50, Trayvon. If you want to say gender and race had something to do with it, fine. I can't argue that. I don't know the entire fandom. I'm just saying you can't paint the entire fandom with that one brush. Not everybody disliked it because of those two things.
If those two things made it led, they would not had as much hate. I don't care.
I don't see how you could paint the entire fandom with that.
They would make some kind of excuse for it. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Since the female led, burn it. That's
I don't know, because I can tell you this right now. If you told me that, what was it, Cord? What was the dude's name in Acolyte? What was his name?
Oh, Yord.
If you told me Yord was the lead in this show, I still have the same problems I have. If the show is exactly the same, but Yord was the lead, I have the same exact problems. My problems are narratively. My problems with
that might be you.
That's what I'm trying to say, Trayvon. You can't paint the entire fandom. Those are just a massively toxic group. Because remember, Jamie, you remember this. You didn't like it, Trayvon, when we painted the entire Snyder cult with one brush. You said, hold on, that ain't all of us now. And we tried to tell you, that's all we see. That's all we see.
Y'all can do that.
Y'all were uniform.
Also, he's not doing the characters how y'all want him to do, so y'all hate it.
But that's my point, Trayvon.
Luke right.
It's okay to narratively. It's okay to narratively disagree with what people are doing. I'm saying I can respect that. That's what I see a lot. Is people just narratively not agreeing, and that's okay. You can narratively not agree. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Because I know for a fact you wouldn't have liked it if Wanda died in the first 10 minutes of Multiverse of Madness.
What would be the purpose?
What was the fucking purpose of Luke being treated the way he was?
Old as fuck.
Wanda wasn't the lead.
She ain't old. She can still do it.
What does age have to do with anything?
Let them go on. Let the new people get in here. Wanda was new. Let's get into it. Like, I don't know.
I'm just saying, if they made a decision you didn't agree with narratively, we would have had to respected your viewpoint on that. You love Wanda probably more than most people do.
Yes, she did. And look,
right?
I'm mad over here. But hey.
First of all, hold on, time out. Here's the difference. You know for a goddamn fact Wanda will return before it's all said and done. Luke is gone. That's it. Done. Ain't no coming back.
Like, we've seen Luke a few times.
No, we saw him in the past, not the present. In the past. Okay, so does it count that you're seeing Wanda's dead body at the skin? You seeing her toe tag? Does that count? No, that don't count, man. Come on. All I'm saying is, look, don't paint all Star Wars fans that have problems with these projects the same.
Snyder fans.
That's what. Didn't I just say that's exactly the same thing? That's why I said you should understand where I'm coming from. That's how you feel. You said we're not all the same. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I see. Because right now, the leading face of hate in Star Wars is Star Wars Theory. I watch every live stream he does because he watches it live and then gives his immediate reaction. I've never once heard him say his issue was a woman or race. I've never once heard him say it. It's all narrative. But people keep saying they don't give a fuck about narrative. So then that's when it's like, okay, well, then that's where we differ. He cares too much about narrative. Y'all don't care at all. And I think that's fine.
I mean, the things I see, never mind.
No, is it stuff you see from him? Is it stuff you see from him?
I just see the things he reacts to aren't giving me narrative. I'm mad at the narrative. It's a little bit more than that sometimes.
I'm just going off of what he says. If you're deciphering it differently, I can't argue that. What he is saying is narrative because it's the same problems I'm having. I'm just not as passionately angry about it as he is. I can go on about life. You know what I'm saying? But it's all narrative. So to me, I just think we live in a world where majority of mainstream consumers they're not as invested, right? They don't give a fuck. And I think the war we're having is the people who don't give a fuck and the people who give a fuck maybe too much. And it's a war that's going on because shit, Trayvon, how many weeks did you hear me and Joel literally going at each other's throats about this shit? Well, I don't care. All right, well, it's cool. You don't care. I care. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to voice the fact that I care. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at, is that you just have people that don't give a fuck. And that's cool. But you can't fault people that maybe care too much. These things are important to them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Just
if it comes from a good place, I agree.
But sometimes it won't. And it's their opinion. It could be a sucky ass opinion, but it's their opinion. If they don't like this show because it's a female lead, guess what? That's their problem to deal with. Because guess what? They're going to keep giving you female leads. They're never going to stop it. So you either accept it or you sit in the corner in your room and cry about it every day.
See, this is the problem. Some of these studios are reactive to some of this stuff. If they keep complaining about it, they'll stop.
Won't be Disney. It. I can tell you right now, it won't be Disney.
Okay.
They have a shit ton of female leads both in Marvel and in Star Wars. It's not going to change. You just got an Ahsoka Sabine-led show. You just had Miss Marvel. You just had Captain Marvel. You just had all these things.
Sabine and Ahsoka are very easy to do because people already love them.
But that's what you're not. See, but this is what you don't know. Ahsoka was hated the same way Rey is, the same way that Osha is. It took them years for the fandom, quote unquote fandom, to accept Ahsoka. I can play you right now 8 videos of Dave Filoni saying, I get hate letters about Ahsoka all the time. But guess what? She's still fucking here. She ain't going nowhere. Filoni even said the studio tried to not make Ahsoka happen. And he said, guess what? Ahsoka's going to happen anyway. They hated Ahsoka. So it just started to become popular amongst the masses. But Ahsoka, when that Clone Wars movie came out, was desperately despised. Leading into the show, hated her. It took years for people to accept Ahsoka. So no, that Ahsoka love that you see today did not exist in 2008 when she was first created. It did not. They called her cringy. They called her unnecessary. They called her annoying. They said Filoni was screwing up the canon because Anakin didn't have a Padawan. There was a whole bunch of shit people complained about Ahsoka. A whole bunch of shit. And that, back then, was purely because she was a girl. And she was going to be like, the forefront of Star Wars going forward. That's what all that hate was back then.
It's a shame things haven't changed.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying there are people that feel that way. I'm just saying I wouldn't paint the entire fandom with that brush. I think that's unfair because I don't dislike it because it's women. Like, I've never complained to you about it being women. I just complained about my continuity being fucked up. Fix it. That's all I'm asking. That's it. Jamie, did you have anything else to add Star Wars wise?
No, I don't really know what this finale could be. I know Soul, he was like kind of on his way with May to the I guess where the council
back to Coruscant.
Yeah, Coruscant. What they do with that after, I don't know if they imprison her, try and kill her, whatever, because he knows the M count thing. Does he let that slip? I don't know. Something that AJ was saying was maybe with like the high M count when they were created with the Force or whatever, maybe Osha and May are linked. So, if one dies, the other dies.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe when they get to Coruscant, they try to and successfully kill May, and then Osha dies as well. So then Q doesn't have his acolyte. So then actually, then that's like, well, who was the acolyte? I don't know. But
Well, the Acolyte, let's also remember, the Acolyte could still be the Stranger. Because the Stranger could have a master. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to see who the fuck trained him. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing that could save this show for me.
I thought it was Soul or somebody in the Jedi Council, though.
No. Not as a Jedi. Who trained him as a Sith? How does he know what a Sith is? How did he bleed his crystal to turn it red? Who taught him all those things? That's what I want to know. And that's what me and AJ did. We're working actually on a Star Wars script. So we did like a long call yesterday. Me and AJ argued for like an hour about that. AJ's like, Jawan, what if they answer it in season 2? I said, I won't be there. There's no way you drag out this shit all 8 episodes and don't tell me at least that he has a master. You know what I'm saying? You in this season, and I don't at least get that answer, but you want to answer all that other bullshit you answered? Yeah, no, I'm not invested. The trailer for season 2 would have to blow me away for me to be interested in anything they do going forward with this show. Because I'm like, all the important things you refuse to answer for me. That's where my issue comes from.
I feel like the trailer could easily do it because, what did they show? They showed Andara, who people know her from like Matrix and stuff like that, various different projects. They showed like some Jedi fighting and all that stuff. Not necessarily the deaths that came afterwards, but
the quick ass deaths.
I think it would be pretty easy to make something that attract people because, a lot of people in the fandom, like anything Jedi involved, they'll at least give it a shot. So I think as long as they keep doing that with season 2, they wouldn't have to worry too much about are people going to come back. But yeah, there's a lot of questions that for me, I feel like one is an indication that they are kind of trying to shoot for a season 2, which
she said it though, by the way, Jamie. Leslie Headland did say they planned out like the long game for this show. It'll just come down to whether or not they get accepted back to do. And look, I'll say this for the sake of diversity. For the sake of diversity, I do hope it gets renewed so that it does get a chance to improve. My only ask of Leslie Headland will be create your own canon. The whole point of you putting this in a timeline that's so separated from headcanon is the ability to do new and unique things and not step on anything. Just do things different, right? Explore all like to me, I haven't lived in this world because you're focusing so much on this one thing. We didn't really get to explore this universe of this timeline, right? Yeah. Like what's so different? How are people different? What is different here as opposed to 87 years from now when we get Phantom Menace? Like I want to live in this universe and explore it more. So maybe that's where you need to go. Instead of focusing in on this one thing so passionately and not even, in my opinion, again, succeeding at it, that now you're entering this same territory and it's like I'm in a merry-go-round. I want to get off. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's just where I think they should go. Real quick, let's put up DJV's comments. I didn't see he had a few comments. I guess DJV's referring to when we were talking about Rey. She beat Ben Solo. He's half Skywalker. She picked up a lightsaber for the first time that day. I will say she wasn't skilled using the lightsaber. My problem was just that she had like overpowered him. Again, I always defended that as Kylo. I don't think Kylo has ever fought someone with the Force like that. So it kind of just took him back to where he was kind of just constantly trying to grasp with the concept of, oh shit, what is this? That it threw him off his game. But yeah, I always thought that was weird. I had to unsubscribe from Star Wars Theory. He was just so negative all the time. I was getting tired of it. It's never that bad. This isn't going to end Star Wars as a whole franchise. Yeah, I told him once that because every time he complains about it, he says this isn't what George wants. And I'm like, George hasn't owned this shit in almost 10 years, bro. You got to let that go. George doesn't
own Star Wars. How do you know what George wants? Did he call you?
To be fair, a lot of his complaints is he keeps going back to the fact that George had planned out what he wanted his sequel to Revenge of the Sith. I'm sorry, his sequel to the original 3 movies, what he wanted that story to be. And I'm like, okay, that's cool that that's what he wanted it to be. But guess what he did? He fucking sold the company. So it's no longer relevant what he wanted the universe to be. It's now open to whatever Kathleen Kennedy wants the universe to be. You gotta let that go, man. I don't know if you can say Star Wars fans would dislike a female lead because they love them some Mara Jade. If they made that show and did it right, I don't think they'll be in. Again, that's because this is a known character. I get where Trayvon's coming from, and that does exist. That people are just, insecure with their manhood, that they can't accept the idea that there are women stronger, smarter, faster, better. But Mara Jade is somebody that I'd love for them to bring into canon. Her relationship with Luke, the fact that the Ahsoka show is stepping on the story that Luke had with Mara Jade at this timeline would be really interesting, but I don't think we'll ever get it. I don't think anyone cares to give us Mara Jade, honestly. So that's just a deep cut we're just going to have to enjoy from the books and leave it at that. We're never going to get Mara Jade. All right. Trayvon, are you all Star Wars'd out? You ready to move on? You can say it, Trayvon. It's okay. Next week. Trayvon said, I'm over this shit. Get the fuck out of here. All right, Trayvon. We're still waiting for Joel, so we're going to go into, actually, Gladiator 2 trailer. Because I don't know where Joel is. I'm not going to message him. He knows to bring his ass. All right, so, okay. Now, Trayvon, this is where I had to laugh. I was checking out people's thoughts on this trailer, right? Because I'm like, I want to see if people are going to be upset that this is even a sequel, blah, blah, blah. You know what people's main complaint was?
What?
Where the fuck is Denzel's accent? And I said, you thought Denzel was going to give you an accent? That man has sounded the same for 30 years. Why did you think he was going to give you an accent? Why was that a thought? I was very confused there. But this looks great. I feel the same about this franchise that I did about A Quiet Place. First one was so great. I did not need you to touch this. But it's the same person that made the first one. So you felt that passionate about, after all this time, you needed to revisit the story. You could not have put together a better cast than the one you did that we're looking at right here. What a cast, right? So I'm excited to see what this movie does. Is this something that they're now going to build off of? If this does well, do we get a third? You know what I'm saying? I'm very curious to see what they do here, but I loved everything I saw from the trailer. I was not expecting this trailer to be, what was it, like 3 minutes and it was like 3 minutes, 23 seconds or some shit. It was long as fuck for a first trailer for a movie. But yeah, I love Denzel's role in it because this is gonna sound crazy, but his role in this trailer is the exact role I'd expect a black person in this time to have. Where it's very much just like, yeah, dog, you should do this, and then he does it, and it's like, yeah, now I'm on this side, so fuck all that. Like, you're out now. I don't know what to tell you. My bad, dog. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. Trayvon, what are your thoughts from this trailer? Besides where I feel like I think I know you're going.
To be honest with you, I don't care about the story at all. I care about the men. So I'm here to watch the men and do whatever they do in here, and that's all I got.
I'm just picturing Trayvon doing a Q&A with like the cast, and they're like, "Yeah, so like, any questions about the story?" And Trayvon's like, "I'd watch it on mute. I didn't know. I just want to tell y'all."
Like, yeah, what was it?
What happened? What happened to your character?
Trayvon's like, I just showed up here to tell y'all look good as fuck. That was it. That was all I had. All right, y'all can go back. Like, I'm done. That was all I had to ask.
And see, and they know that. Because look at this first poster at the top. Look at that. They knew what they were doing with this. And
I guess so. I mean, I don't really see it.
He posted the poster of himself. And then the next slide over was the main guy in the chair, like, just, I was like, Pedro, you see me. I'm here for that.
Now, I just want to say this before I pass this to Jamie. You always talk about all the time how It's a straight man's agenda, right? You always
It's
make
it's still gonna be a straight man agenda because I know some people again, but I know I'm not gonna.
No, hold on. But time out. Look at what we're looking at. I see one woman in all this collage of men,
and all of them will be with women.
Yeah.
But where's another female lead I can look at that's eye candy? I'm looking at all men here.
Y'all get it all the time. Y'all be all right.
No.
I heard some wise words the other day. I was watching the Black Okage stream. Shout out to him. And he was saying some of the gayest things I've ever seen have been done by straight men. That's,
Yeah.
And I feel like when I start to think about it more and more, watching the sports, football, basketball, I'm not saying it's gay to watch it, but I'm saying
wait a minute.
I'm not saying it's gay. Stuff,
Yeah, but it's like, there's some,
a lot.
I like to call it faux homo behavior,
What is happening here, bro?
So
what is going on?
They do love their men. They love their players. All the stats.
Here we
go.
As someone that loves sports the way that I do, I can tell you it's not a gay narrative. I just want to also remind you guys, when you watch football, you can't even see the person's face. For all I know, it could be anyone underneath that helmet.
You see that ass though.
And that's exactly what you need. You don't even need the face. It's the body. You just need the body.
Right.
Where's Joel? Yeah. I'm losing the Where's Joel?
That is all y'all need. Y'all said, don't even show me the face. I just want to see that body move. That's what y'all said.
Jamie just said, all right, listen, attention, everyone, attention. Jamie just said, if you are straight and you watch sports, you're gay.
Listen,
that is the narrative that sports.
I'm just saying wild things be happening during these broadcasts with the fandom, with the everything, the organization.
Hold on. Can I get an example? What's an example? What's an example? Because I need to know. Because you're making it sound like in the middle of a huddle, like they just get naked and start tongue kissing. Like, what do you think happens? And like,
I'm not denying that hasn't happened, but
these football players do a good job. They smack their ass. They tackle and get on top of each other.
You're playing a sport where you're grabbing other men.
Can I just say this, DJV? You just explained this as somebody that sounds like they've never watched the sport. They only heard about it, and they're like, "No, that sounds gay." Smacking them on the ass is not something that happens as frequently as you guys are. It's not like every. Let me grab some ass.
Remember that video? Look, whenever I talk about sports, since I saw this one video, that's all I think about. That one guy, he's doing an interview. I don't know what his name is, but he was doing an interview, and every guy came by and smacked his ass. Every single one of them. And I was like, huh.
Where is Joel at a time like this? Where?
And that's besides the point. I'm just saying, I thought, the trailer is very much in line with what I've seen so far, with what men are into watching. And it's also what I am personally into watching. So I haven't seen the first one actually. I'm like, I have to figure out, do I need the lore, or am I just
do you need the lore? It's a story of revenge. Yes, you need the lore. Go watch it. Please go watch it
and see if it's on Netflix.
Let me look at the cast first.
It's Russell Crowe. You don't know that Russell Crowe is the Gladiator?
The cast of the first one looked good too. So
yeah, I'm like, it's Russell Crowe, man. What are you talking about? Jawan, why did I bring this comment up? DJV, no. And I played sports and I never smacked anyone on the ass.
Listen, now I'm gonna say this as well. It's not just exclusive to the men; it's also on the women's side. Sometimes they be doing crazy stuff. I've definitely, I've experienced some things where I was like,
"Thank you, Didge.
What's going on?" But
anyway,
it's a crazy world.
This started by me saying the straight agenda is slowly dying. And somehow you guys made sports games. This is what happened here. I just want to make that clear. That's all I was saying.
but they're also not necessarily straight. That's all I'm saying. It's fine. It's where the world can come together and just exist. We don't have to think about all these different lines. We are just together.
No. Because the only person here that's causing separation is Trayvon by saying things like it's a straight narrative. There's no gay narratives. Where's the gay narratives? I mean, anytime it is a gay narrative, why they gotta kill the gay couple off? There's trauma.
I'm just saying, show the spectrum.
They're saying sexuality is a spectrum. Did you know? They were trying to tell me that I'm gay for watching football, is what they were trying to tell me.
Said you were gay.
That is the narrative that you came in hot with. You came in hot with.
No one said you were gay.
You were saying people that watch sports, straight men that watch sports, they're a little gay. That's what you were saying.
I'm not saying they're a little gay. I'm just saying like sometimes they do stuff.
Yeah, that is true. That's timeline. They did not care about gender.
So listen,
that's true.
I enjoy.
Yes,
I see what you said, right? That may be happening.
That's what I was about to say. That there might be some gay stuff in there.
Let me see.
Because the Greeks.
I gave you Spartacus, Trayvon.
Oh, hell no.
I gave you Spartacus. It was mad gay shit in Spartacus, bro.
No, a whole bunch of heterosex in that damn.
No. There was a. I tell you what. No. There was a lot of gay shit in there. There was a lot of gay shit in there. Don't tell me that there wasn't.
There wasn't.
There. Did you finish it?
I didn't want to. How to say heterosex?
It was a bunch of gay shit as they went on with that show. A bunch of it.
Sex for the end.
It was mad gay shit is hilarious. Because Trayvon watched the first 3 episodes and was like, straight, don't like it. It's like, bro, let it breathe.
1 season and a half. 1 gay couple, they died. And there's rest men and women.
Trayvon, there was like hella gay orgies in Spartacus, bro. You didn't finish it. I'm telling you, as someone that finished it, there was.
Maybe
there was
sports when he was thinking about Spartacus. Trayvon, he was thinking about some other version of Spartacus.
All right, so we appreciate you guys for tuning in to another episode of Unhealthy and Unstable. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Jamie. You'll never be back. Thank you, Trayvon. Maybe you either. No. So did we like the trailer for it being a good trailer or what? What were we looking at?
I like
it. Shout out Didge. I got to see Xena. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Xena's pretty
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I've never seen the first movie. Never got to it, but I swear to God.
Same.
I can't with you
guys.
I haven't either. I swear to God, I can't with you guys.
Listen, don't be mad.
You guys don't know the line. Are you not entertained? You guys never were curious. Where's that line come from?
That's a part of culture. That doesn't mean I've seen the movie.
You should know where it came from. Did you know that it came from Gladiator?
No, they care.
I knew it came from a movie. I thought
a lot of I haven't seen it.
Listen,
no, I just said, did you know where it came from? I get you didn't see it, but you should say hello to my little friend. If you've never seen Scarface, you know it came from Scarface. You don't have to have seen the movie to know that it came from Scarface.
Listen, then, don't be mad when people say they're uneducated. Just educate them.
I did. I told you to watch it.
Yeah, but then you also went
because you at least should know that line. That line like transcends the movie.
I just didn't know where it was from.
Oh my God! Yes, Didge. Yes, he did use it for Encore. Yes.
Listen.
Oh my God, Trayvon! I can't. Why can't? I swear, Trayvon's trying to trigger me this episode. I swear to God, he is trying his best.
I said Jay-Z.
You know how much I love Jay-Z also, and you're trying it. Okay, you're trying it. Anyway, all right, let's just get out of this space. I mentally I can't.
It was a cool trailer. I liked it.
Cool trailer. Beautiful people.
I want to see the first one. See if it's also just as cool. I heard crazy stuff happen with water.
With the water.
Dang, that did sound kind of flooding. It was flooding. Okay. Flooding sounds less bad. Yeah.
Okay.
It was flooding.
I don't even know what to do next. Hold on.
It's okay, John.
You want to talk about it?
Let's do Trayvon's news. Here we go. There you go, Trayvon. Go ahead. Just talk about this. There you go. Wow. I need to take a mental break.
Let's get into it.
Get into it, please.
I am so excited for this to come back. See this? See what he ran away when a female led thing came up. You see that? All right. Just make sure y'all understand. Okay. So, yes, Sean, I'm pushing a narrative. So Devil Wears Prada. I love this movie to my core. So fun. I can probably recite it. I just love it. I love this character right here, Miranda. This announcement that's coming back. Yes, I should be more excited about witches. I should. But this, I can't wait to see this. I'm so excited. Like, I love this movie. I can watch it anytime. I've watched it many times. So yeah, I don't know what to say about this. I'm just very excited that because they were in talks. People were in talks. For her to post this, I screamed. Yeah. Yes. So excited. Oh.
That's awesome.
Well,
I have not, unfortunately. Okay. That's another one I gotta put on my list. But seeing your excitement and and people in the Discord server talk about it, I gotta push this one up on the list so I can be up to date.
Yeah, I'm just excited. Joanna, I'm assuming you haven't seen this, right?
I have seen Devil Wears Prada. Okay. I love Devil Wears Prada.
Okay.
Yeah, I was very much excited for this news, but now you want to spin the narrative that you're spinning. But I was very excited about this.
Joanna only want to watch it if there's men in it. That's the thing. He said, "Get Meryl Streep out of here."
Aquaman might be in it.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't understand the reference. Not that Aquaman. I was talking about the from Entourage.
I see.
Anyway, I'm very excited for this movie. Anne Hathaway became my crush because of this movie.
Okay.
And it's crazy because now I live in a world where Emily Blunt is more of my crush than Anne Hathaway. It was not at the point of this movie. It was not at all. But I'm very excited for this. I heard rumors about what the plot is. Again, you said what?
Tom Brady ex-wife was in this, right?
Giselle? I don't remember if Giselle was in. I know she was in Taxi. I don't remember Giselle being in this. She might have been. She was a model. Movie about fashion. Makes sense.
She was in it.
Yep. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. No, I'm very excited for this. This is definitely something that I was surprised they didn't do a sequel to. Devil Wears Prada has always been popular. It's always been a massive part of pop culture. I never understood why it waited as long as it did to make a sequel.
True.
But I mean, hey, Bad Boys went, 10, 15 years before we got Bad Boys 3? They waited till they were all old and gray, and they're like, all right, let's do more now. It's like, all right, weird, but cool. But this is definitely something that transcends genders, transcends gay or straight. It's just a phenomenal movie, right? Like, it's not a phenomenal movie for women, or it's just a phenomenal movie, period.
Yes.
And it's not as much, like, I know some people might have went like, oh, it's about fashion. That's not really my thing. It's not really that it's about. It's a deeper story than just that. It's that they're in the world of fashion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's about so it's like the shadiness of the workforce.
Right. Right. And the fact that it perpetrated a boss that everyone has had.
Yeah.
Everyone has had a boss like this. At some point in your life, you've had a boss like this. Yeah. So I'm like, again, it had a deeper meaning than just like, oh, look, we're trying on clothes no, it's more than that. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great movie, huge part of pop culture. This is a massive announcement, but I will say it makes sense. Like, it doesn't shock me because we're in a era of bringing old things back and kind of propping them as new, right? Like, look who's back. It's new though, right? So it's like, this is great. And I think I would have only been interested in it if everyone was coming back. Even one person being gone, I think would have bothered me.
Yeah.
So did you hear the rumored plot for the sequel?
I did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily. We don't really need to.
I've been searching all day.
Yeah, I was about to say we don't really need to talk about it because I don't think it's necessarily accurate or it's not been confirmed.
Right.
But if that is the case, that's hilarious.
I love it.
That's hilarious. I'm like, that's gonna be a great sequel if that's the case.
Yeah.
Let me see. Did the movie also represent the work-life balance? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, you should definitely watch it again. It's a phenomenal movie. I'm not I said, I wasn't
the right time. This will hit more for me now that I'm actually working. I feel like when did this come out?
Forever ago. This was the rise of Anne Hathaway. This was around Princess Diaries, I think.
Oh yeah, no, I was like barely a teen.
Just do them all here. Come on.
Yeah, because crazy thing is, Jamie, I kind of feel like Anne Hathaway's career is split up in two. Yeah, Anne Hathaway's career is split up in two things. It's split up with a younger generation that knows her from the princess movies.
That's what I know.
And a slightly older generation that only knows her, well, not only, but knows her more from Devil Wears Prada. Devil Wears Prada was essentially her breakout, right? Like, that was the big thing. The Princess Diaries kind of just opened her up to all demographics, but this was like, for the adults, this was that shit, right? So I'm definitely glad that everyone's coming back. I'm glad that there was no egos of someone saying, I don't want to do it. And, glad everybody is back. Because this, I'm telling you, this is going to sound crazy. This movie could make crazy money in the box office.
I'm going to give it a lot.
Insane money. That's how popular this not franchise, but technically now it is a franchise. Yeah. How popular this franchise is. So I'm very excited for this. I'm very happy for you, Trayvon. I know how much you love this. I'm personally just waiting for Cruella, the sequel, but it's just
talk about it.
Where the fuck is my movie? Like, where is it? Come on. The fuck? You bringing this back? All right, let's get to working on Cruella too. Anytime now. But anyway, I'm very excited. I'm glad that this is back. It's gonna be so much fun. Speaking of which, the only other person I know that was more excited about this news than me and Trayvon, Joel. What's up, Joel?
What's up? I thought I missed this part.
Nope, we made sure we waited. We made sure.
No,
I even talked a lot longer than I needed to make sure you came right on in on it.
Yeah, that was planned.
yeah, I'm sure that was planned. Yeah,
it wasn't. But I hate both of y'all. So, all right. Jamie's got to go, and Joel too. But no, Joel, you excited for Devil Wears Prada, the sequel?
I never watched the first one, so
okay. All right, no, we're moving on.
Sounds like a watch party. And I will
like a watch party. I'd actually be down for a watch party. Yeah, I'd be down. I love this movie. Is this on Hulu?
It don't matter. I'll have it.
Okay.
I just meant more so if I wanted to watch it myself tonight. But yeah, okay, all right. I'll just guess anytime I want to watch it, I'll just watch it with Trayvon.
It's already been
on Max.
It's on Max. Okay, perfect. Yeah, Didge. He sometimes disappoints me, but it's all right. It's whatever. We'll fix it.
Never my thing.
You saw Cruella, and Cruella is definitely not your thing, so I don't want to hear it.
It's definitely bought already. I already have it.
You've never seen Cruella?
Oh God!
What are you? Like what?
Man.
What do you? What? What?
Ah.
Oh. To save your image, Joel, we're gonna move on. To save your image, we're gonna move on.
That shit.
Ooh! Yikes! All right, episode 14 is when Joel was canceled. All right, bookmark it.
Cancel it. Bookmark it now.
Jeez! Wow, that man said it with his whole chest. All right, I don't know how he's going to feel about this trip, but let's see if you can maybe enjoy talking about this around Joel. Freaky Friday is getting a sequel. That is another movie I never wanted nor expected a sequel to, but it's the time. It's the time. Yeah, Didge. It's crazy, man, with a capital C. With a capital C. My guy just didn't give a fuck. But go ahead, Trayvon. Lead us off, man. Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are back.
Yes, they are. They're apparently filming already as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they showed them in the trailers and stuff. So I'm just very excited for that too. That was a long time ago too.
Yes.
Yeah. It's always funny because when you hear about Freaky Friday, apparently there was another one before that, and I don't care.
Yeah, it was a remake. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Just like the Parent Trap was. Don't care about the original either.
I mean, we don't have to be super negative. It's okay.
Parent Trap was definitely.
It's okay. We can relax a little bit, but they were definitely remakes.
But yeah, I'm very excited for this. Lindsay Lohan, just keep it up. Make some more movies. I don't know. I adore her quite a bit. So
I do too. I do hope this is the start of her Renaissance tour. I do hope we can get, because that musical was hot garbage, maybe we can get a sequel to Mean Girls, right? And the sequel is them adapting.
Well, I enjoyed that.
Oh, God bless you. But hopefully we can get a sequel to where it's them adapting, becoming parents. That would be so much fun.
It would.
Because of how self-absorbed and everything that they were, seeing them navigate as now they're the parents to the new Mean Girls. That would be so much fun. It's kind of what the last movie should have leaned more into. I know some of them were in it, but that was just weird not having everyone back. So I wasn't really that enamored with it. But no, I'm proud of Lindsay Lohan. We obviously know a lot of stuff has happened in her career, and she seems like shit has been figured out. And
yeah,
she's back on. She just had a Netflix movie earlier this year. I don't really know how well it did or not, but I'm definitely excited for this. Let's see DJV, and then we'll get to Digis' comment. What is happening? All these random old sequels. I love the first Freaky Friday, though. At this point, bring back Halloween Town.
I was trying not to read this because Halloween Town is also in my heart.
Parent Trap, I don't know. Parent Trap would be weird.
Love Halloween Town.
Parent Trap would be weird to bring back.
I don't give a damn.
Parent Trap they've redone every 20 years.
No, but I'm saying to bring back Lindsay Lohan to do Parent Trap again would be weird. Like, what would the premise be?
Yeah, would she be doing?
Would you flip it? It would be weird. Like, no, you got to reboot it. You can't do a sequel. You got to reboot. It'd be, I don't know. That's just my opinion. But we know good writing trumps all. So maybe there is a way to make it work. But just from the outside looking in, the whole idea is them trying to keep their parents together. So unless you're telling me 30, 40 something Lindsay Lohan is trying to keep her 60, 70-year-old parents together again, that shit would be, I don't really know how you do that.
Yeah.
Something like that just doesn't, that's weird. But Jamie, you saw Freaky Friday, right? I don't have to.
I did see Freaky Friday. Everybody can relax. I saw Freaky Friday.
I was in middle school when the first one came out. Yeah, and Didge is 42, so that was so long ago.
Yay,
that was
not
crazy.
too much on Didge. He did just have a birthday. Happy belated.
I had a huge crush on the girl from Halloween Town when I was a kid. I didn't watch the fourth one because she was. There was 4?
Sure was.
And who's the girl? I don't know who the girl is. Who's the girl?
The main one, Marnie.
Didge, I'm sorry, it was a typo. StreamYard's tripping. It looked like a 4. I'm sorry, my bad. My bad, bro. But go ahead, Jamie. You excited for Freaky Friday to return?
I don't know if I would categorize it as excited. Because I'm I enjoyed the original. And like you were saying, was this something that anybody was asking for? No, not necessarily. I'm open to watching what the sequel is and getting more into that. But it's not something I'm I marked my calendar for sequel of Freaky Friday, whenever that comes out. So yeah, that's where I would put it. I don't even want to put it cautiously optimistic because I have nothing to be worried about at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Optimistically anticipating the release.
I will say, anything Jamie Lee Curtis does, I'm going to watch very closely because since she stole that Oscar from Angela Bassett, she owes me an Oscar-worthy performance in every fucking movie she does. I don't care if it's a comedy. I don't care if she's in the movie for 3 seconds. It better be the greatest 3 seconds I've ever seen. You better earn that Oscar you didn't earn, okay? Re-earn it. Every movie you do. So I'm very excited to see anything Jamie Lee Curtis does at this point. Would you say, damn y'all know Trayvon was asking for it? I don't know if Trayvon was asking for it. I think he's just excited that it's happening. Because there was nothing about that first movie that screamed, do another one. Like, it very much was like one of those, it was not a one-hit wonder like that, but like one of those, the one and done, a phenomenal one and done.
It could have easily ended there. It didn't have to do it again.
Right.
But I welcome it.
Yeah, I do too. I really did enjoy it. I don't have anything against it. Like I said, we're in a time where everything is being brought back. So it's like I can't look at this any differently than I did Bad Boys 3 when I thought, they're really old. Why do I need this? Then you see it and you're like, this is pretty good. Then you see the fourth one, you're like, this is really good. All right, I'm glad they're back. So hopefully Freaky Friday and stuff like that is the same. Let me see. She damn near
these 2 performances.
If I went through a Freaky Friday, I'd never go to a Chinese place again. How are they gonna get switched this time? Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be really interesting. But it's gonna be fun to see how that plays out. Joel, I'm terrified. Should we just move to the next topic, or can we ask you about Freaky Friday?
I'm sure I've seen it. I just don't really remember a lot of it. I have seen it before, probably.
Let's move on.
I'm going to go back to this because Joel didn't give his thoughts on it. So, Joel, just give us your thoughts on the Gladiator 2 trailer.
I would gladly bring the picture up again.
I know you will.
All right,
go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was a big fan of Gladiator, the original movie. It's one of my personal favorite movies. So
Jamie didn't see it, by the way.
I mean, she's young. So
I didn't either.
Jamie is not that far from my age.
No, I know.
Not allowed.
Jamie's young, so I don't.
We need to stop acting like Jamie is like 13 years old. Jamie is not that far from my age. Okay, that is not a viable excuse.
Jamie, how old are you?
I'm 24.
So yeah, she's a baby. Trayvon, no excuses.
You know what's crazy? At work, they were talking about they're trying to attract the young people, and they're like, "Yeah, about like 18 to 24." And I was like, "Damn, I'm right on the cusp of being on."
You're right there. Didge. All right. To be fair, part of my statement was I thought Jamie was a little bitchy.
Yeah, I was starting to think. I'm like, dang, how old do you think I am?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I confuse you and AJ because AJ is like 12, so I'm like I sometimes confuse the gaps between the ages of me and you guys. But you know, I thought you were AJ than to me. Yeah, that might have been what it was. When Joel said you're like a baby, I'm like, no, you're older than the age of AJ. Like, you know, so I'm like, I thought, but maybe not.
I'm toddler status. I'm not a baby. I'm toddler status.
apparently.
Yeah.
But no, this looks great. I was saying, Joel, I was really shocked. The trailer was like 3 minutes and 23 seconds. It was like I kind of don't need another trailer.
I never thought I needed a sequel to this movie. Obviously, you know, we watched the first movie. I'm like, oh, it's more than fine. When I heard they're making one, I was kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie. But yo, I like what I've seen. I've like I kind of see where they're going with it, and I'm in. I was pleasantly surprised. Is really what I'm at with that. So
I will say I was talking to my dad about this because he was saying the same thing. He's like, why would they make another one? I said, to be honest, the first one kind of ends like Scarface, right? It'd be like if they made a sequel to Scarface. You kind of just like,
what are we doing?
No, like no, that's how you end. That's how you end it. You just leave it there, right? But then you see this trailer and you're like, any chance to see Denzel, right? I'll take it. Cool. All right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and that's not wrong.
Sure. Bro, I didn't think I'd be older than the homie Jamie. I feel like y'all are whole adults. Apparently, Didge is like 65. He's about to retire. Why do you think Didge appreciates the luxuries of having the fine wine glasses and, smoking a cigar and the smoking robe and like that's Didge, man.
Didge is an old soul.
It comes with age. It comes with old age. It comes with old age. Right. All right, Trayvon, you're not out of the witching hour yet, man. No. Let us know how you feel about this one, man.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah? Oh, no, we can skip it. All right, so we got here. No, okay.
Okay, right. Not too much. Yes. I was surprised because the things you heard about, all the CGI, the lack of CGI that they were talking about.
By the way, just a quick distinction, not all the things you heard. Trayvon heard one interview that was enough. I still believe he took out of context.
That was
enough. Want to throw that in
there. I didn't like that when I heard that. I was like, what is this show about to be? I need witches. I need magic. I need floating, flying, every damn thing else. So I got all that. Very happy about that. I got regular flying, broom flying, magic being thrown, horror
Aubrey
stuff.
Plaza.
The horror stuff for somebody. I don't know if it's for me, but I'm here for the magic shit. So
wow.
It's very exciting for all of the magic stuff. I'm curious what's going to be at the end of this Witches Road. I've seen apparently there's comic books of this stuff, so I was like, okay, interesting. And then maybe it ties into Young Avengers. It's a lot of stuff that I've been reading and researching and looking for. So it's been fun learning about all the little things she says in this trailer. And then I love to see people break it down and pull out little scenes that I did not see. So yeah, this is fun. I'm very happy. I can't wait to see this September 18th, 2 episodes. I will be there the second it's on Disney.
Yeah, no, it looked great. Agatha fell into the same category as Loki. I will definitely allow it to blow me out of the water. Same way I let Loki do it. I still think Loki still shouldn't exist. But at least here, it wasn't that Agatha shouldn't exist. It was just, how do you do this show in a way that I care about a character that last we left her was made irrelevant, right? So the way you
said she would break out, so I expected that to happen.
I know, but let me finish my point, man. All right, I was getting there. Give me a second. I was saying the way you do it is you have a revenge tour, right? You have a revenge tour. She needs to get her power back. I don't really know how that works. I'm curious if this show explains it. She had the power of the Darkhold. Wanda took it. Wanda now is presumed dead. Where does that power go? Like, does it just die with Wanda, or like, can she?
Darkhold, it just dissipates, I guess.
Yeah, I'm guessing because it was taken from her. So I'm like, I wonder if part of Agatha, when she saw Wanda there, was like, "Damn you for dying before I can get this shit back." Like, God damn, now that's why she got to go on the Witches Road, right? It's like I can't get my shit back. I thought it was a very bold move to put the whole Wanda toe tag in the trailer. I think we had a set photo when I think Entertainment Weekly or something put out like the photos of it. If you zoomed in, you saw the Wanda toe tag. I just can't wait to see how they explore that. Because in my mind, Wanda's not really dead, or if she is, she'll be back. So does this show explore how Wanda can come back? Does this show bring Wanda back? Because I can tell you right now, you're not giving me Vision Quests. There ain't gonna be no more Wanda. I don't know how much of Vision I need.
For Wanda.
You said what?
There's a theory that the W doesn't stand for Wanda.
That W doesn't stand for Wanda?
Yeah.
I feel like in the trailer I saw her fingers, and it was the black fingers, like the black fingertips.
Yeah, that was dead. Or
yeah, the person that was dead. Yeah. If it's not Wanda, again, I'm good. I'm good either way because I know she's coming back. I'm just curious, does Agatha's story kind of cross-pollinate with us getting Wanda back, or is that like a down the road kind of thing? Because you said what, Joel?
No, I said I see. I think I know what theory he's talking about, where it might be William or Billy. But I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah. Because I mean, Kevin said something very interesting that the start of the X-Men is Deadpool and Wolverine, right? So it's like, well, if that's the start of the X-Men, technically we've had our first one, right, in Wanda. So it's like, obviously she'll be back. I enjoyed the trailer. It looks like it's gonna be a fun witch dramedy. And I can't wait to see all the craziness that they take us on. And Aubrey Plaza. I think I said it before. Once you told me Aubrey Plaza was in it, you had me. I mean, that was really all you needed to tell me. I'm here. But this does look great. And Catherine Hahn, I think we need to put a little bit more respect on. There's not much that woman can't do. I think she's captured every genre, every possible genre that a person can take on. So I'm really excited for it. Joel, what were your thoughts on the trailer?
I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I didn't know what to expect exactly. Like, I had an idea. We've seen a lot of set photos and leaked photos, and we've heard a lot of weird stuff going around the internet. So it's like, this looked way more entertaining than I was even expecting. And that's what I look forward to when it comes to stuff like you said. I wasn't like asking for. I never in my mind thought I needed an Agatha TV show, but it was the same thing with Loki. Like, it's not like, who cares, right? But the mind now it's really like, make me care. And you start by entertaining me and including characters that I recognize other than Agatha, and they've already kind of seemed like they're already on the way of doing that. And it even has a little bit of a. It's not too shocking considering there's witches involved, but there's a horror-esque element to it, right. And they're leaning more into it than I even expected. So I really appreciate that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, they're definitely making this one of the can't miss ones, right? And like I said, so. I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it because we're entering into a weird space now of shows that no one really asked for but could be great, and this is one of them, right? Because you think Wonder Man didn't really need. You could have introduced him in another person's project.
I never liked that.
Vision Quest, I didn't really need. like all these things could have been all in one project, and I would have been okay with it. But you separating it, it's like, okay, no problem. I'm along for the ride, Because here's the thing, Joel, I think we talk about this all the time. Once you cast great, that kind of scratches that itch for me. Like, if it's a project I don't really care about, but you cast really good, I'm like, well, I'm at least gonna check it out for this cast. Like, like getting Yaya as Wonder Man is like, I'm curious.
They went, and I like it because, again, I never cared for that character ever. So, like,
right.
Yeah, at least you changed it up to a point where, like, now at least I'm intrigued.
And Jamie was telling us not too long ago that we'd be getting some hints of Mephisto in Agatha all along.
I mean, probably.
One of Jamie's favorite characters. So, Jamie, what were your thoughts on the trailer? And do you know something we don't? Like, is Mephisto incoming or?
I can't say. That's something you gotta find out when you watch the show. Yeah,
Maybe how spooky will it be if Mephisto is in it? And then we all just look at you like, oh my God, what did you know?
That would be crazy. Like, he spoke through me, y'all. But I'm also with Joel. I feel like seeing like some of the horror elements, even though I don't know if this has been established on this channel, but I'm not a big horror person in general. But I do feel like the horror elements of Multiverse of Madness was some of the best parts of that film. So I'm excited to see them kind of adopt that same direction with this show, while also having like all the other things that will be going on. So, don't get the theory started.
I can tell you right now, when the show was announced, it went haywire. I won't lie to you. I'm calm now, but it went crazy before. Go ahead, Jim. I'm sorry.
I'm also just glad that we finally. I can't remember if there was a trailer or some other piece of information that we had before this, but it feels like I've been waiting for them to like say something, and they were doing like all the posters and like the seeming name changes and stuff like that. So I'm glad that they came out with this trailer and just like really made it super impactful and entertaining. Like now I feel like the nervousness that I had before for this show is like pretty quickly melted away, and I'm excited to watch this one. So hopefully it's not too scary though, because I will turn that off. I will turn it off. But I'm excited.
I will be very surprised, Jamie, if a Marvel show is scary enough for you to have to turn away. I'd be very surprised.
Trying to make a change, so I don't know. Change could be not for me.
I think you also need to remember part of Marvel's identity is being open, that all ages could watch it. So I'm gonna imagine it'll be scary for children, but not scary enough that like a 13 and up would be like shitting themselves in fear. So I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. Man. I think it'll be good. I think where you'll be safe is it's still rooted in comedy. So I don't think it'll be scary like Alien. It'll be probably like scary like if there was a pop-up scene in Scary Movie. I think it'll be more like that than anything else. Not to say that this show is going to be a joke or anything, but I think it'll lean heavily more into the comedy drama aspect than
even the
horror and fear
part, like the end of the trailer with the possessed woman, like that last scene was still funny.
Right. Bro, I have to say the highlight of that trailer was as the zombie thing was chasing what's his name, and Aubrey Plaza was just like commentating in the background. That shit was hilarious.
Hold on, where are you going?
That shit had me in tears because his scream literally took me out. I'm like, yo, all right, man, relax. Relax, my guy. All right, so speaking of comebacks, we got the news. By the way, I'm pretty sure the person that gave this news was not supposed to give as much as he did. But Shrek 5 is on the way, and not only is that on the way, Donkey is getting his own spinoff. Eddie Murphy let us know Donkey is getting his own spinoff. I think he said they're finishing up on Shrek, and then they'll start to move into Donkey. I'm okay with this. I will say I was hoping they would make a fifth because I didn't like the fourth. So I'm like, time maybe will do this franchise best. I didn't love the fourth one at all. So I'm like, 5 could be a resurgence of this franchise. But I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this more so than I am of the contradicting rumors of them wanting to maybe reboot The Incredibles and Finding Nemo. I'm like, no, if you want to do anything with those IPs, just keep making more. I don't want to see a reboot of those two franchises. So Shrek is the same thing for me. If you want to keep making Shrek movies, just do Shrek 5. So he said he doesn't remember Shrek 4. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. I'm really excited for this. Jamie, are you looking forward to Shrek 5 at all?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I love Shrek. I guess I should clarify, I love the original Shrek. I do like the sequels, but as they go on, less and less I like them. But to see, like, seemingly they're referencing a lot of like the OG Shrek with even the poster and like All-Star and all that. I'm curious to see like what direction they're gonna go about it with this. Like Shrek's kids, they could be like grown up or something, I guess at this point. So maybe they're off trying to go find their own princesses or start a business, or who knows what they could be up to. But it'll be interesting to see, I guess, just like what the story will be, and to find that like Donkey and like Shrek and probably Dragon are still somewhere hanging around. This just sounds like a nostalgia trip, and nostalgia sells, and I'd be buying, so I'm here for it.
Yeah, I will say the one thing that bothered me with this announcement was, as I pass it to you, Trayvon, if we're getting Shrek 5, I'm okay with that. But why can't I get a Shark Tale Part 2? Shark Tale is a classic.
Shark Tale is really good.
And they never gave us another one. And I'm like, come on, man. Can I just get one more? Just one?
I don't know.
Just see how it does. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you just gotta leave stuff alone.
Well, Shrek should have been left alone after the second one. but it wasn't. So if I can get 5 of them things, 6 Puss in the Boots movies, a Donkey spin-off was good. Yeah, I'm just saying, if I can get all these extensions of Shrek, I can get some more Shark Tale. That's all I'm saying. I can get a little bit more Shark Tale.
Maybe it didn't do well. I don't know.
I don't think it did, but again,
Well, that's probably we're probably not.
And they had some heavy hitters in there, man. Will Smith, Robert De Niro. Mm-hmm. I think I know I'm missing someone. Was Beyonce who was the hot fish? Someone was the hot fish.
Was Beyonce.
I don't think it was Beyonce.
Who was the hot fish? I can't remember who the hot fish was. Was it Reese Witherspoon? Who the fuck was it? Who was it?
I never seen Shark Tank.
What the fuck? No way. Are you serious? You've never seen Shark Tale?
Never seen it.
There you go. That's one you can watch with your daughter.
Yeah.
You should watch Shark Tale. Actually, you know what, Jamie? You are not required to watch. Oh, Angelina Jolie. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Did just put it in there. Angelina Jolie. I'm like, they had heavy hitters in there. Yeah. I just couldn't remember who the female fish was. Jamie, you're not required to watch Gladiator till Joel watch Shark Tale. I think that should be a handshake deal.
I never required to watch it all.
Yes, you did. No, your shame said it.
I said
your shame said it.
No, I was shaming Trayvon. Old enough.
Don't shame Trayvon. Don't shame Trayvon and not shame Jamie.
As long as I have no excuses.
I don't know. Trayvon's only like 32. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, Trayvon, Shrek 5. You looking forward to it or what? They can keep it.
Okay. So to be clear, I remember Shrek going to get Fiona in the swamp and stuff. And I remember Donkey having a kid with a dragon. And I remember that's all I got.
So you remember Shrek 1 and 2 is what you're telling us. That was both of those?
I don't know if we can definitively say that, Joel.
He gave me 2 plot points of Shrek 1 and Shrek 2.
Were you sober when you watched these?
Siobhan's like, all I remember is Shrek 1 and Shrek 2. It's like, no, that's good. Yeah, but that's really the only things I remember of it. Those are the plot points, really.
When I saw this, there was 5? There was 4 before this?
Yeah, I don't
that
know.
Was my first thought. So, look, I'm happy for whoever happy about this.
But you're not.
That's all I got.
That's fair.
I know who Shrek is.
Okay, that's good.
All I got for you.
You should watch it again. It's good.
At this point, I have to accept that. I mean, as long as you know Shrek, I'll accept that.
Good. I enjoy it. Was fun, but.
Yeah. It was like, I remember an ogre, swamps, and donkey. That's it. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I remember the parts of it. That's it, not the whole.
Gingerbread Man, classic.
I do.
Yeah, you should definitely rewatch it. You don't have to rewatch all 4, but if you don't remember the first and the second one, definitely do the first and the second one.
Yeah,
definitely worth it.
I vaguely remember. No, never mind. I'm not gonna say this. Never mind. Keep going. Let's go.
I'm not moving forward till you say it. So
you remember Shrek
and 2? The Gingerbread Man, something with icing, and it didn't look right.
Yeah. It was very adult like. The Gingerbread Man.
Was it?
Yes.
It looked very weird. I remember that. I was like,
yeah. It was something, Jamie, along the lines of the icing coming out of him, very inappropriate.
It looked weird.
See, that's the funny part about Shrek, because I recently watched Shrek 1. And I was getting like all those jokes that went over my head as a kid, and I was like, "Oh, this movie a little nasty."
I always tell people Shrek is probably one of the all-time greatest animated movies for the idea of it was written for adults, it was drawn for children, because the children didn't really understand any of the dialogue. They just ogre doing funny stuff. The adults that were sitting there forced to watch it with their kids were like, wait, hold the fuck. What did he just say? Like, what the hell?
A lot of these cartoons are like that.
Yeah, no, a lot of them definitely were. Yeah, the subject matter seemingly was for the adults, and the animation was for the children. So Shrek was definitely one of the biggest ones to do that. He cursed a lot, but in a way that wasn't actually cursing. to where it was just like, all right, Shrek, like you pulling some SpongeBob shit here,
Like,
bro. Relax.
Even Inside Out 2, these kids don't know where the hell this anxiety attack is going. I thought it was fascinating. I was like, oh, that's the way to show it. Okay.
Yeah, you made it enjoyable for adults that had to sit through it. And adults were like, yeah, I get all this. Yeah. It's like the adult looks at the kid, you caused most of this, by the way.
Like,
but yeah, I understand this.
This is hell that they're showing.
This is your future. Watch it. Please look at the screen. Watch this. But no, Joel, you excited for a Shrek 5?
I guess. I mean, I don't know if I'm excited. Like Trayvon, I've only seen the first two. Well, at least I don't know.
I was about to say, I don't know if Trayvon saw the first two. I think Trayvon is aware of what happened in the first two, but that doesn't mean he had to have seen it.
Yeah, I did enjoy the first two. I don't remember caring to see the other two, but I did see the first Puss in Boots. I still haven't seen the second one. I do want to see the second one.
The most recent one is actually really good.
I heard. That's why I want to.
Have a show?
I like that.
Yes, Trayvon saw a trailer, and he can't decide if it was for one or two. It could have been a compilation. Who knows?
Somebody told him the plot, and he's like, yeah, things happen.
Because he said it like it was all in one movie, and I'm like, no, that's two separate things. Like, those are two separate things. Donkey had his kids in the second movie. First movie was about Shrek rescuing the princess. So, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Those two things are true, but not the same movie.
Oh, see.
That's why we keep trying to tell you we think you saw the first two. You just don't remember anything else. But no, like I said, we were just talking about this, and I didn't have this on the docket, Trayvon, so you don't have to worry about scrambling to find photos or the banner. Apparently the rumor is going around that we could be getting Men in Black. Was it 5? I think they had 4, right?
Oh,
I didn't know this.
Yeah, there's a rumor going around that Will Smith has had a conversation with Sony about continuing on Men in Black by doing a Men in Black 5. It makes sense because if you're Will Smith, the best thing for you to do right now to continue getting away from all that bullshit is to just do more memorable things, right? Like, maybe not looking to do as much new IPs as opposed to bringing back the things people loved you for. So again, I agree with you. I don't really know how you structure it because you kind of stopped it. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if you do like a Terminator. I'm like, if you do a Terminator kind of thing with iRobot. But you know, because think about it. Think about what Will Smith's doing right now. Like, all jokes aside. Bad Boys, he continued that franchise. I Am Legend, he's continuing that franchise. It's not that hard to believe he wants to continue Men in Black, right? I can tell you right now, you know who won't continue Men in Black?
Who?
Tommy's old ass. He's sitting somewhere on the farm saying, no. Let Will Smith do that. Nah, I'm good. I would just like to know where they go from there, because they were running out of ideas, so they went back in the past for the last one. So I'm like, I don't really know where you go here. I guess maybe he's taking on new recruits. Maybe he took over MIB, because remember the director of MIB died in the last one, or the one before that. So I'm like, I guess maybe. I don't think DJV will ever get a Hancock 2. There was some reasonings as to why we never got Hancock 2, and one of them was I don't think the first one performed all that great. I don't think it lost money, but I don't think it made what they expected Will Smith money to do. I could be wrong in that, but I have to imagine there's a reason why that wasn't talked about before in I Am Legend. And we damn sure didn't need another one of those.
Give me Hitch 2.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do that.
Let's
do Hitch 2.
So wait, how would you do Hitch 2? Like, he's a professor teaching love? Like, instead of just being like the love go-to guy, like maybe he like teaches it now or some shit. Like, I don't know how you go about that. But that, I tell you what, my mom swears by that movie. The fucking woods at the Benadryl scene where his face swells up and shit. Like, she fucking goes crazy about that. But yeah, Will Smith looks like he's trying to pull from things that people love and that are guaranteed. Like, they're guaranteed hits. I still want Bright too. I thought Bright was fucking phenomenal. And we were supposed to get it, then it just died.
Was that a superhero movie?
You said what?
Was that a superhero movie? I haven't seen that.
It wasn't superhero, but it was Trayvon's. It was Trayvon's like
fantasy.
It was like fantasy with witches, wands, fairies.
Modern day with elves and orcs.
Very cool.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool. I thought it was
and it had Jamie at the time. The reason why a lot of people resonated with it, it had a racial undertone. So like the I think the ogres and shit were looked at like, you know, people looking down on them. The humans were looking down on the people.
Yeah, they were
right.
I don't know why my mind automatically went to magical Negroes. I'm like, dang, was it like magical Negroes? No.
I didn't see that.
No, it was not. Magical Negroes shouldn't have been magical Negroes.
Yeah.
That was not a smart move, that movie. I get what they were trying to do, but not how you should have done it. Dr. Umar was very unhappy with it.
I can imagine.
But no, so I'm happy for Will Smith if that is indeed true. Keep pulling from the past. It's working. Bad Boys has been making a shit ton of money. I believe you're bringing in Michael B. Jordan to do I Am Legend 2 will also bring in a ton of money. So, yeah, keep going. Definitely keep going.
Mm.
Yeah. One of you can go ahead. Whichever one.
Speaking of magical Negroes, Supercell.
Jamal, did you finish it?
Yeah.
Oh, you did finish it. Jamie, did you finish it?
No.
Have you even seen it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's
so
on my list.
We're gonna do one or two more topics, Jamie, and then you can go so we can talk Super.
I know it's highly recommended by Trayvon.
It is really, really good. It has no business being that good. And it better get renewed or Netflix. I can't even threaten that. I gotta see Stranger Things. Never mind.
I gotta see Elite.
So. Yeah, I can't. God damn, that's why I hate Netflix.
Fake profile.
They be taking good shit, and then when I want to hold them hostage, they drop more good shit. I'm like,
I got all my gay shit over there. You know, I kind of gotta leave them alone.
You said that until Amazon Prime slowly starts to take over that for you.
Well, let me hurry up.
I'm just saying. Isn't that where Red, White, and Royal Blue is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you love that shit. So
I did.
Yeah, all right. Amazon started to create a narrative over there. They're saying, hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought we was finished. All right. We did get what looks to be an update. You don't have to bring this photo up, Trayvon. We'll just talk about
I wanted to bring this photo up real quick just because I love this so much. All right, thanks. That's all I got. All right, good. You can move on.
Did you want to talk about it?
No, I just love how it looked.
Funny.
I can bring it up again.
Bring it up.
Having a good time.
Love it. Just love this. Love the scenery. Love the.
Did you hear Trayvon? Here you go. There you go. Did you hear Ryan Reynolds' comments about Wolverine?
What about him?
They asked him, is there possibly some kind of romance between Wolverine and Deadpool? And Ryan Reynolds said, I don't know about Wolverine, but Deadpool loves everybody. And it was
yeah, he does.
Okay, yeah. All right. Just making sure that's still canon, Ryan, because we don't really see it.
Canon is very pansexual. So.
Right. I'd say probably the gayest thing Deadpool has done in those movies is being pegged. That was it. That was really it.
Even if it is by a woman, I can't say it's the straightest thing I've ever seen.
I don't think it is.
So I commented on this, the pegging thing. Because didn't Feige say something about it?
He did. He said that a lot of the board members were asking about the pegging comment.
Oh, really?
And he said, I know what pegging is, but they did not. And there were questions.
Interesting.
It was funny at first, and then I was like, of course this is acceptable. It's a woman doing it to a man. Yay.
I mean, but you got to remember, Ryan had
doing it.
But time out. Ryan had full autonomy over those two movies. If Ryan wanted a guy to do it, Ryan could have had a guy do it. So that wasn't a studio issue. That was Ryan deciding not to have a man do that. Let's be clear. That was all Ryan. We cannot blame that on the studio. I just want to make that clear. That's not a studio thing. That was a Ryan decision. It looked like Ryan wanted to take it there, but not fully. So he found an in between. Yeah. And it was a way to kind of show your audience that he's very open sexually. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but all right, you good now, Trayvon? All right. So apparently, is his name Neil Druckmann or Druckmann?
Yes.
Druckmann, right?
Oh.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Neil Druckmann said his time in Vancouver has come to an end. They've had a wonderful time collaborating with some incredibly talented and kind cast and crew. Can't wait for you all to see what we are cooking. I don't know if that means filming is close to wrapping or if just what Neil needed to do, filming wise or being there is done.
Who's Neil?
The one that created the game, correct? Or am I tripping?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I was like, what do you mean your time is over? Isn't there more to this after this?
Oh, you mean like for the franchise or filming wise? Oh, franchise wise, yeah. But that's why I'm thinking he's saying as far as because he has the cue card, is the photo of his message. So I think he was just kind of saying everything he needed to do with this season, he's done. Okay. I don't know if that means filming is almost done because I don't think he's directing any of these. So I don't know how that correlates. I just thought it was interesting to bring up that we have somewhat of an update that, it's fully moving forward. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm lying. The cue card says he's directing. So I don't know how many episodes he was directing, but apparently he's directing at least one.
Okay. That's
cool. As far as him directing, he's saying he's done. So he did what he needed to do for this season. So the only reason I brought this up is that we have somewhat of an update. You know what I'm saying? We know he's directing an episode or two for this season. Excuse me. And I assume filming can't be much longer because Pedro's got to go get ready for Fantastic Four.
True.
So I don't think they're going to allow him to go back and forth. The only thing they'll probably let him do is provide audio. Like, you know how like sometimes they need you to drop in audio for certain scenes like screaming or panting because you're running and shit like that. They'll let him do audio stuff, but I don't think they're gonna let him do anything physical. Because like picture you let him go back to The Last of Us to do reshoots. He gets injured. Now you got to postpone your filming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Supposedly he was injured on set. There was like
he was
some story going around. I can't remember what the injury was. Like I don't know if he got cut or I don't know. But he was injured on set at some point, but it wasn't that bad.
I was about to say, because they're going to tell him, hey, you're still filming, right? I don't give a fuck. I don't care, dog. We ain't about to put this shit off. Come on now. Because that's the last thing we need. Can you picture if they postpone Fantastic Four? Trayvon will think it'll never happen. We'll have a full cast. Trayvon will be like, that movie's never coming out. We ain't never
going to say that's all coming.
It'll happen.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm laughing at that, Trayvon, because that's technically true. Until it films, it's not yet filmed, right? But it's hilarious because it's going to film. In your heart, it's going to film. But technically, your words aren't false. That's why it's hilarious to me. Because I'm like, you're not lying, but it's going to film. All right, so we didn't really need to expound upon this. I just thought it'd be a nice little, somewhat of an update that Neil's doing a couple of episodes. That trailer is going to hit like crack. It really is, because I kind of need to know where they're going. Like, are they going to go fully into that second game in this one season? Or are they going to try to break it up a bit, do like a part 1 and then a part 2?
Did they do all of the first game in the first season?
Well, the first game, the reason why I specified it for this season 2 is what happens in the second game. I don't know if they're going to rush it. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's going to be something they drag out a little bit more. Because I don't think anyone will be disappointed if they drag it out, as long as it does happen. You know what I'm saying? As long as it happens at some point, they can drag it out as long as they want. But, I'm just curious. Because right after he's done with Fantastic Four, he got to go get ready for Mandalorian. So I'm like, this is a busy motherfucker. So I don't know when you get to get him again, So.
I can't remember where I heard or saw this, but I want to say I heard that they were sticking pretty close to like what the second game did in terms of telling the story of the second season, which is a little bit disappointing to me because there's like a big gap between the first and the second game that I feel like they could have explored a little bit more. And hopefully, you know, maybe whatever I heard was wrong, or even if I don't know if I just making up stuff, hopefully I'm wrong and they do decide to explore that, because I feel like there's like things that happen in the second game that people aren't super happy about, and I feel like part of it is that they weren't like prepared for those things to happen. So I think the advantage of this like retelling of the story is that they can like take the time to really expound upon things that may not have been obvious to the audience at the time, or even just give some more details that will help people kind of digest a little bit better. But it's also like, you know, it's not up to like the writers or the directors to help the audience like understand something, you know, like it would be great if that happens, but it's also like their job is to tell the story in the best way that they feel works, you know.
I agree and disagree. I think it's not up to them to make it better for us that know the IP.
Yeah.
But it is up to them to make it clear to people that have never heard of The Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? Make it cohesive, that it makes sense for them. But you don't have to cater us. I got an argument with my dad about this like numerous times. He felt like they left a lot out from the first game in season 1, and I told him, I said, for me, I think they hit everything that was important in season 1. Right? They weren't going to tackle everything because you just don't have that kind of time. You're not going to do 15, 16 episodes and make sure you have every little nuance.
Yeah.
But nothing major, in my opinion. Again, Jamie, I relent to you and Joel. I don't think they left out anything drastic from the first game in season 1.
No, I agree with that. And I guess what I more so mean is like they don't have to like dumb things down so that it's like blatantly obvious what's about to happen next, you know.
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot of just media in general that like try to dumb things down as if like we can't figure out like what's going to happen. I think The Last of Us 2 respectfully was like, you know, if you see in the first game, you can kind of see what's going to happen. It did happen suddenly, but it's not like people were confused why it happened, you know?
Right. You know exactly why it happened.
Right.
It was just one of those things you weren't expecting them to fully do it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I didn't see this coming. It's like, no, you saw it coming, but you just didn't expect them to do it.
I was in straight denial.
So that's really my only concern with going into the second season is just like the impact that had on the game, and like so many people dropping off and saying like Naughty Dog like lost their minds, I don't know, blah blah blah, and not really sticking with the story as a whole and seeing what happened afterwards. If they could like lessen that blow in some kind of way, I think that would be for the best. But if they decide not to do that, that's also fair.
Yeah, DJV, I'll say this. I don't... Choreography for me in, like, fighting scenes, I'm always on the fence about, because I'm like, that's not necessarily... Like, I don't think if you don't have that scene, and again, Joel, Jamie, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think if you don't have that scene, it takes away from season 2. Now, I know the scene you're talking about. It was a real fun scene. Fun to play. But I don't think that's ingratiated enough that if you don't have it, it's like, you know, it's like a big deal. Jamie, do you agree with that? Like, Jamie, Joel, like, do you need that hospital scene?
I feel like it kind of helps you understand some of those characters a little bit better. So I would like it to be represented in some kind of way.
Okay.
But this is where I feel like creating some like totally original content for the show, I think could also really help. Like they don't have to do the hospital scene as long as they like create that dynamic that was in the game with some other content. I don't think they have to do the hospital scene.
Okay, Joel, how do you feel about it?
I think so. I think you should have it. I don't see why skip it. I mean, if they can find a way around it, that's more interesting. I'm open to it, but like, that seems like they're willing to go into to make another season, so they can take all the time they want telling whatever story they want to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't have an issue with the first season. If anything, the only thing I wish it had more of was more action scenes, because a lot of the game is playing. So like that, those experiences, I wish we got to see them more, because there's so many moments in the game where you're just like, man, this would be cool to see it the way I played it out. You know what I mean? And you don't get enough of that. You get some of it, but this part 2 has also a lot of that same feel. Like the way you play it out is important, but like there's so many visuals, so many. It's such a big game, it's a long game that it could go 2 seasons. And considering, I think it's a shorter second season, I believe he said there were going to be less episodes. So it just makes sense to like. I wouldn't skip that, and I do expect them if they did what they did in the first season, they'll figure out a way to implement it.
All right. Me and Joel are going to very quickly get into a non-spoiler review of this. We'll do The Boys and we'll end on Supercell. We'll get out of here.
What is it?
Maxine. Trayvon, did you see it? No? Okay. Maxine was fucking insane. That movie was crazy. That movie was so crazy. I won't get into detail, but there is one scene that is probably the nastiest scene I've ever seen in my life watching movies. I've seen a lot of horror movies. They got a little bit too descriptive in that one scene. You know what scene I'm talking about, right, Joel?
The one in the beginning? Or?
It's a horror movie?
No, the one where she got cornered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The alleyway.
Yes, yeah. That was...
That's cringy. That was cringy.
It was.
See that. I was like,
I almost threw up a little bit. That was yikes. You said is it a horror movie, Trayvon?
I was asking.
Oh no, it's like Scream. It's like Scream.
Oh,
it's a slasher. Yeah, it's a slasher. Mm-hmm. Like there's nothing that's pop up. There's nothing that'll scare you. It's just a slasher. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's based on. It takes place during an actual event in real life, like during the what's it called?
Night Strangler.
The Night Stalker or whatever.
Oh, I thought it was Night Strangler, but Night Stalker.
I thought you were mean like that M. Night Shyamalan movie. What's that happens inside of a concert? I thought you meant like this was happening inside of something.
Oh no. He's saying it's riddled in real. So it's not. Okay. It's everything about place. It isn't made up. It takes place in a real time.
Okay.
Right.
During a real event. And that's kind of how, because what it's doing, Trayvon, and this isn't a spoiler for anyone out there, what it does is it hides what's happening to Maxine behind the real life serial killer. So it's a lot of overlap. So you kind of think one is connected to the other, but they're using one to hide the other. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost
because they're connecting it to the other thing, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah. And like I don't know how many people know that this is the third movie.
Yes, it's a trilogy. So the first one is X, which is with Jenna Ortega, Kid Cudi. It's like the porno horror slasher movie. That is the first one. Then the second one is Pearl. That's a prequel.
Right.
And then Maxine is why it has 3 X's is the third, which is the sequel to X.
What?
The first movie.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And shout out to Blake, Sabrina, and Jayla. They're the only reason I ever knew about this franchise. They loved X, and I'm like, what is this movie? They're like so hyped about it.
I mean, it's a little slow, but it's good.
It is. It definitely.
Once you get to, because it's funny one, like I don't want again without spoiling, and this is a movie that's years old now, very much so.
I think it was like back in 2020, 2021.
Yeah. So when I found out, when you see the old lady, and you're like, why she looks so familiar?
That is true. That is true.
That's the thing. I had no idea that was the whole point of this movie and the prequel and all. Like that whole gimmick, I had no idea about going into it, and that's why when I'm like, oh wow, that makes way more sense now.
And shout out, they all had the same director, Ty West. Ty West directed all three of them.
Yeah, and they all feel very similar in that same vibe.
Right. Yeah. But yes, this is a trilogy. I don't know if they're gonna make more. I haven't seen any Ty West interviews or looked into it. I didn't know they were gonna do Maxine. I was just pleasantly surprised one day, so I kind of want to keep that going.
I would like nip it right there.
No. I mean, I want to keep it going. That if they do decide to do another one, I don't know ahead of time. It kind of just snuck up on me that they were doing Maxine.
Surprise, yeah.
Right. So,
true.
But no, I thoroughly enjoyed Maxine. I thought it was good. I don't know where I'd put it out of the three movies. I don't know where I'd put it. I kind of feel like I like them all equally. I don't really know if I favor one more so over the other. They kind of all, you know what it is, Joel?
I don't know.
It's like a tree.
Right.
And you kind of need the leaves and the branches to complete the tree.
Yeah.
So I kind of look at it like, you guys, Jamie, you know that photo, that meme that goes around of like the horse, like connecting the horse? Like, it's like, that's kind of what this trilogy is. It's like, they all make up the horse. Like, it's not one that's tremendously better than the others. I feel like they're all on the same line.
It's
you need one as much as the other two.
It's technically a complete story, but the prequel is really just a backstory. Like, you don't need it to tell the third. Definitely not the third story. But it helps understand.
It does help though with figuring out that ending. That ending won't make sense to you if you don't see Pearl.
Ending a third.
Remember how you said, Joel, when you find out what's happening, you were like, that's the only other place you thought it could go. But you only said that because of Pearl.
No, I thought it was the end of the first one. The TV was on at the end. So
it was, but I'm saying Pearl goes deeper into that it makes it make more sense. Because if you just go from X to Maxine and you see it, it won't hit as hard because Pearl dives fully into that. Okay. And why it's so important for her to become a star. Why that's so important to her.
Pearl just, I don't know. I don't think you need to see Pearl to see. Like, you were right. You don't need to. Like I after watching it, but I'm happy I did. But you don't have to.
And Trayvon, if this maybe helps you to watch Pearl, David Cornsweet, is that his name?
Cornsweet? Yes,
he is in there. He is in that second movie.
I saw him in Hollywood.
He looks like that, except with a mustache.
Yeah, that's the only difference. Yeah,
really.
And it's so funny because when Joel said it, I thought to myself, I'm like, no, he's not. I'm like, oh my God, he is. That man has the most recognizable and unrecognizable face ever. Like, you could tell me I've seen him in 80 things, and I would go,
what?
Okay. Or you would tell me that, and I go, no, I don't remember him at all.
Watching him in that, you're like, I get the vibes. When you watch him in that movie, I get the vibes. Because it's very old. Like, it takes place in, the 40s or some shit?
Yes, it
does. It was around World War II, so that's when that movie takes place.
Yeah.
Well, he did Pearl after Hollywood and after The Politician.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, but before that John Bernthal show with the cops.
He didn't even look like him, like himself.
Not at all. Still don't believe you that's him. I seen the credits and I still don't believe it. All right, Jamie, you saw The Boys from last week?
I did.
All right, let's go to that, mainly because I just want to put up that photo, Trayvon. That photo that I sent you. That is a classic photo.
There's so many crazy things it could be.
I don't have it.
Double.
Oh, you definitely do. You definitely do, sir. I'll send it again.
Hold on.
What happened last week?
You know what happened last week, Joe.
Yeah. No, you didn't send it.
I will send it again, but I thought I did. Where that? Joel, actually, Jamie, you start. What were your thoughts on this last week's episode of The Boys?
Let's see. What had happened last week?
Wasn't last week's episode, let me make sure I'm not getting this wrong. Last week's episode was the Huey one, right? Where
Web
the detective dude.
Oh yeah,
last week. Yeah,
yeah, I remember now.
The Batman.
Yeah. Which it took me a minute to remember that he was in Gen V, and I was like, oh, he's the holes guy.
Yes.
Oh man,
Loves his holes.
What a sick guy. I'm glad he's gone. There was also somebody in Discord who was talking about the way that he was talking to A-Train at the beginning, where it's like, yeah, but I come from old money, like we used to be slave catchers, all this stuff. We probably would have caught you too. I'm like, oh man, I'm like, kill him.
Hey,
Please,
can I just say, shout out to A-Train because the amount of willpower you have to not murder him right then and there, and I mean truly, like reverse flash, vibrate your arm through his chest and grab his heart out, is a very high level of patience to have. So bravo to him. I don't possess that.
He knew his comeuppance was coming.
Yeah, I felt like he was trying his hardest to say the N-word without saying it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was trying for.
He definitely would be pushing the DI woke stuff.
There we go. That's the photo. There you go.
Oh my god.
There it is. There it is.
That's crazy.
The suit fits him very well.
You said what?
The suit fits him very well as well. It's nice in it.
It's a good suit.
I love how all of our reactions just different. Joel's like, yeah, no, it's a good suit. It's a good suit. I was more so just like, I don't know what to say to that. I just,
Yeah.
I'll let
Wait
Jamie
till you get to my commentary.
Oh.
All right. Well, we'll end it with Jamie. That's no problem.
But yeah, I thought this was a
Poor
wild
Huey
episode.
though, right, Jamie?
Yeah, he's been through a lot. I'm like, his father passed away in the previous episode, and now, we're talking spoilers, right?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you started it by saying homeboy got his comeuppance. You're good now. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's
full-fledged.
But yeah, his father passed away in the previous episode, so he's still kind of grieving, and then he does this mission because he's like, I shouldn't sit around. Like, I don't know if he says that's not what his dad would want him to do, but he's just trying to grieve in his own way.
Right.
And oh man, he probably regrets it so bad. Oh, in hindsight, the spider dude, I don't know if it's just me or not. What was his name? What was the spider guy? Webweaver. Does he remind you guys of like Lil Dicky? I don't know why. He reminded me of Lil Dicky.
Yeah. I mean, he likes to be naked like Lil Dicky, so yeah, a little bit. I more so took it as a I felt like they were doubling down on the Multiverse of Madness joke of America Chavez going like webs come out of his butt, like, and that's like Webweaver's webs kind of like look like they came out of his butt.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I took it more so as like a joke on that. You said what, Trayvon?
They did kind of.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, technically it's not his butt, but it looks like it is. Like right. It's like his extra butthole.
Secondary butthole.
Right.
Got teeth, right? Some shit.
Oh my! What does it?
Did it? No, it looked kind of like it maybe could have. I don't know.
It had something. It was weird. It was not normal.
Yeah,
I thought it just opened and shot webs out. I didn't know it had teeth. God damn.
It had some stuff going on, and I turned away, so I don't know the full details.
I recorded my comments.
But I feel like the craziest and kind of the funniest part about this was seeing like Sister Sage kind of catch MM and what's her name? I want to say Kiriko, but I don't.
Kimiko, right? Yeah,
Kimiko. And then like Homelander really needing Sister Sage for this meeting that he wants to have with the leaders of the nation or whatever. He's like, yeah, we're gonna take over. We're gonna start a freaking horrible dictatorship, which it's about par for the course, I guess. And
yeah, that room looked about as accurate as you could get.
Yeah, and I just found it hilarious that she wasn't there when he needed her to be, and then when she shows up, she's just acting all weird. The part I was surprised about was that Newman kind of stepped up, was like, "Yeah, this is my plan," and she kind of like took over a little bit. I'm like, okay, Newman. Like, I don't necessarily like her, but I respected that. That was a boss bitch move. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't forget though, Sister Sage got shot in the head, and as her brain was healing, that's how her thought process is when her brain is healing. It's kind of like when her brain is in cool down mode. That's what she is. Like, she's jumbled and kind of childish in mind.
That was hilarious.
But that next episode, as long as she doesn't forget what happened,
see, that's what I'm curious about. I'm like, does she remember that MM and Kimiko and everybody else was there, or did she just completely forget? I'm curious about that.
Well, Homelander knows because of Firecracker that they were there, so he's aware that they were there. But she might
remember meeting them.
That was it. Just Starlight.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, like
that's true. Just Starlight. Yeah.
But I thought it was hilarious when oh my gosh, what was her name? Dang, I just started forgetting everybody's name right now.
Describe her.
I had the head exploding lady.
Newman.
Oh, yeah.
Newman.
Victoria.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just suddenly forgot. Yeah, people call her Newman. But I thought it was hilarious when Newman was looking over at Sister Sage. Because I feel like Newman misinterpreted what was happening. She's like, Sister Sage is giving me a chance to step up and get what I want. Like we were talking about earlier.
Right.
So then she looks over at Sister Sage, and Sister Sage is like, oh, yeah. And she's like, yeah. She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah. And that was so funny.
Newman was like, all right, okay. This is weird now.
After the third time, she's like, all right, I'm done.
That was funny.
Right now.
Yeah, she's like, all right, I'm over this shit.
Yeah, but this was a wild episode, man. How many episodes are left in this season? It's like 3?
I think two. Because remember, they gave us the first 3 or 4. I think they gave us the first 3 or 4 to start.
Yeah.
To start the season. I think the first 3 they gave us to start the season. So I have to imagine there's only maybe 2 left. I think it's only 8. Where are we at now? 6?
I don't know.
I
have no clue. Let me see. While I look that up. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I was like at the beginning of this season, like there was a lot of traumatic things that were happening. Granted, The Boys as a show is just like traumatic with the violence and the past histories and things like that. But I don't know, for some reason this season in particular at the beginning was really like hitting me emotionally. But I'm like, if we have more episodes like the one we just had, I'll be fine, because at least I'll have a good laugh in there at some point.
I will say this very quickly as I pass it to you, Trayvon. No one will ask this question, so I'll ask it. I don't know what the hell came out of what's-her-name's body. But that was not what it was supposed to be. That shit looked like Nickelodeon slime she rubbed on Huey's face. I don't know what that shit was that was coming out of her body. But that shit was gross. If I was Huey, I don't know. I don't know how I get that.
Get an SPD check.
Everything. He has to tell the doctor to run every test, even the ones you maybe are experimenting with now that maybe aren't fully here yet. Check for those two, because she got everything. She has to. She just has to. Like, that was the nastiest thing I've ever seen. Man just lost his dad and just got sexually assaulted. Like, that shit's crazy. That shit was crazy as hell. And I love how they were doing. I took a little offense to it, but they were playing along the lines of Batman and Robin. Like, clearly his sidekick was like his Robin. The butler was his Alfred. I did love how his butler was just like, nah, fuck this dog, fuck this guy. Like, I will say,
we should have killed him sooner, honestly, but
definitely should have. And I thought that was hilarious that was his safe word. But the part that Trayvon had me in tears was when they said, "We're gonna affect you by your money." And the very last organization they said was Black Lives Matter. He said, "Oh, I will tell you everything. Just please don't give money to black people. Like whatever you need, I will give."
That was the last straw.
Yeah.
Like, hell no.
That was when he said,
those sad laughs for me. I was like, oh.
Yeah, he was like, "No, I can't do this. No, please, anything." I love how Kimiko said, "I'm gonna send it anyway."
Yeah.
What was your thoughts, Trayvon, on this episode?
Was it Tech Knight? I think his name.
Yes.
Yeah, Tech Knight.
That's a character. I just think that's just very interesting.
He a fan.
I think he wanted Web Weaver for that second butthole.
Oh yeah.
That's
that
what
second hole.
Web Weaver for.
He said he was trying to be creative with the holes. That was definitely why he wanted him.
Whew,
saying hole is really disgusting.
And then,
I mean, they just freaky. Apparently Web Weaver is very freaky.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Apparently,
that actually kind of makes sense.
Tech
That
Knight.
first scene with him where he was like, "Yeah, put in my butt, bro." I'm like, oh yeah, he a freak.
And then you hear Tech Knight saying he was like, "I know this vanilla for you." Like,
yeah.
So I was like,
oh,
I was like, so Web Weaver is a freak. I said, okay, so that's why he invited him down in the first place. So yeah,
that's why.
That's crazy. So what would I wonder what their party would have been like if it was Web Weaver? Kind of want to see it anyway. But
I'm
sorry. What the fuck?
I'm curious. Okay.
I don't know.
I'm curious. I couldn't ever think about it. I was like, huh.
Did you're not wrong. I would have not only asked for a stunt double, but I would have asked that my face not be shown at any point.
You could have done the spanking. The spanking would have been fine. Yeah.
I did not need to be a part of any of that. Don't even have my face in that. Take everything out. Let the stunt double do the face, do the suit. I'm not getting in none of that shit. You're not tickling my feet. You're not spanking me. You're not doing none of that.
Now you sound like you just don't want to have fun, Jamal.
Hey.
I don't want to have that kind of fun. You damn right.
Ain't nothing wrong.
Yeah, no, DJV. That's what I was saying. Huey forgot the most important part of that song. Hey, 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 run for your life. He didn't do that part. Okay, he stayed. He should have ran for his life. It's the most important part of that song. Would have helped him out of the situation, but I don't know. Somewhere I imagine Trayvon was in that cave somewhere, filming, plotting. I don't know. He was somewhere down there.
They wouldn't have tied me up. I don't do that.
Nah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Trayvon. I swear to God, I don't know in those moments, man. I don't know. I kind of feel like they just gotta ask you. Like, it's not even the whole against you. It's just like, hey, let's try it, and you're like, all right, bet, sure. All right.
If it wasn't Ashley, I don't do the women thing, you know. But anyway. But I enjoy.
It would have been your torture. It's making you do the woman thing.
Get me the fuck out of here. But yeah, this episode is crazy in general. Like, just MM having like panic attacks or whatever he got going on.
Bro, yeah.
I was like, maybe you should not be doing this stuff.
No, yeah.
Get my boy out of there. Through that. You already knew before. I was like, why would you even go in there? Like, you already would have listened to that tape, whatever you were doing in the office.
Yeah,
you already having issues. Yeah, this
mindfulness.
I haven't. They need to worry highly about Homelander now. They already had to worry. Now that firecracker has him completely.
Yep.
Sage is in trouble.
It's the milk does it every time.
Literally attached to the teeth.
Sage, Starlight, y'all in trouble. Run. For real.
That's crazy.
You know. But yeah. I think it's just an episode. This show is crazy as hell. As usual. And I can only imagine what the next 2 episodes gonna be like.
I'm surprised you're not talking about the most important part as I pass this to Joel. That was probably one of the craziest endings I've ever seen in this show, is to see, because it threw me for a loop. When he told Becca to shut the fuck up, I said, wait a minute, how the fuck do you see her? Then you start to piece it together.
Oh.
What's his name?
Oh.
Why am I forgetting his name?
I kind of
Butcher?
I was watching really
Butcher,
hard.
yes.
When he was
Butcher
talking to him and doing stuff. I was like, so they're trying to make us seem like he's the one that did it, but you can tell when they cut the camera. I'm like, that's not him doing that. It's him in his mind somehow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I thought they set that up perfectly because they had me. As soon as he said shut up, I'm like, I was looking like Butcher. I'm like, how do you see her? I know how I see her. How do you see her? And then you see like, oh, he's going crazy. It's like
nobody else was talking to him. He was on one.
I get it.
The other thing is like he I can't remember the racist preacher dude when he blew him up. Wait, no, that wasn't him. It was a different dude, a stretchy.
No,
dude.
he did. No, he blew up the. That's who the stretchy dude is. He's the.
Oh, okay, yeah. When he blew him up, I was like, so did Butcher get like powers or something? Like, I don't think he dies at the end of the season.
Well, no, remember, he took the Compound V. I think what they're trying to tell us is he believes the Compound V is killing him. But what it really might be doing, and Joel, you know a little bit about the comics. What I think the Compound V is doing is it's evolving him. So it's his body going through the transformation of fully taking on power. So you remember how like anyway, it's just I think he's evolving. Like he's taking on these powers full time. So it's not killing him, it's evolving him, but it seems like it's killing him. So that's what I think he's going through right now. And that's why the powers are coming out when he blacks out.
Yeah, because he didn't know what happened, so it's clearly like he's not in control of it, at least not at this point in time. So I'm curious to see like.
They mentioned he had a tumor. Or he thinks he has a tumor.
Yes, I've never seen a doctor. He did, but is that tumor like? Is that something that has something to do with his abilities? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because the tumor could be why he's blacking out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not good. Even if it's non-cancerous, it's not a good thing to have like a mass.
No, it's definitely not a good thing.
Yeah. So he's gonna have to do something about that.
What were your thoughts, Joel?
The episode as a whole, I think it was funny. There's some crazy shit like Tech Knight is he's different. It's very interesting. I wish we kind of got like as a fan, like he was at least an Iron Man ripoff more so than a Batman one, and they kind of lean more towards a Batman one because you don't really ever see him in his armor.
He has armor?
Yeah, he has armor in the comics. And then if you see the video game, there's a scene where they're playing a video game with them in it. You can see him with armor, but
they're making fun of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it looks like Mortal Kombat. But like, it's an interesting. What their version of Tech Knight is very weird. But they made him interesting. They leaned in toward making him basically a Batman ripoff, giving like his powers are more like heightened senses to help him being a detective or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's into kinky shit. A lot of things turn him on. Obviously, it didn't take much, and that guy's an obvious racist, like pretty bad. And you're right, like the whole like saying what he said to A Train without getting punched in the face is very very controlled man right there. But look, I mean, this show's weird. Like Webweaver's an interesting character. I don't know. Like I know the comics, but I don't know it well. Like I never really read them. I've heard of them. Like I said, the boys themselves all had powers, not just Kimiko. They all had powers. This they don't. It's just Kimiko.
Interesting.
So like it's like that's how they were able to fight them, because they were on the same level physically. So, and this is different. And this one is like that's why I like him giving himself to Compound V. I'm not sure how he's reacting to it because it didn't seem like it. I don't know because it worked differently with Huey, and it works different with different people. You saw what happened with his father and that crazy ass scene. That was insane.
Also remember, Huey was taking very small doses.
Right.
I think Butcher took a lot more. I think his mother didn't know how much to inject into the father, so she injected the whole fucking thing. I don't think Huey was going to inject the whole thing, just some. I think you only need some to take on some of the effects of healing and super strength and stuff like that. So I think she just misdiagnosed it with his mom. Huey, I don't think he had a bad reaction because he kept taking it in small doses, then just stopped.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We know Butcher did more and more and more and more. And let's not forget, he was taking a lot of ass whoopings by Homelander, right? So it's like you not actually having that ability to heal long term. Some of that pain is probably kicking in and, you know, starting to take form, right? Mm-hmm. So I think Butcher put himself in a lot of really bad situations with not stopping when he should have. So I think that's the biggest difference is Butcher continued and enhanced. Huey very much was like, okay, I'm done. No more. I don't want to do this anymore. Especially because he couldn't go invisible without completely going naked all the time. So, so he's like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore.
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, this show's already. It took such a. It's so different from the comic book. I can't follow what's coming next. I have no idea what it's going to do. It's an interesting universe. It definitely paints superheroes very negatively, and it's not normally how the world I like to live in. But
it's a good contrast. You can agree, right, Joel?
It's fun, but I don't personally care for seeing my superheroes be evil.
No, we don't need numerous universes of it, but it's good to have a contrast.
I do. Everything else is good. They're very entertaining. Like the Deep is very entertaining, and his weird fucking kinks, and like the new Noir, and I'm interested to know more about that character, and even the new characters are interesting. I just they created a very interesting world, and I really love their spinoff so far, Gen V, and like if it continues, obviously it's going to continue on in a different way. Even though we got one more season, I said, right?
Yeah, one more season.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm very curious how they're going to end it. Even though we kind of have an idea where.
I'm curious because you know what my thoughts were? He said The Boys as we know it is coming to an end. You know what I could see happening? I could see a lot of the Gen V cast becoming the new 7, and then Gen V is about an all-new group of kids coming into the school. Like, it won't be about these same kids for the next couple of seasons. I think as they wrap up The Boys, because clearly if Homelander dies, right, you'll start to dismantle the 7 as we know it, and you'll need to replace it with new faces, bigger faces. I think that's why we keep seeing the 2 kids from Gen V pop up in The Boys. That's not by accident. I think they're slowly starting to maybe... Right. They're slowly starting to show you the new faces of the of the 7.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really interesting is if we get a new 7 and we get a show about that and then a new cast for Gen V. I think that'd be really interesting.
I can't see him giving up on this world.
Right now.
Oh, no. Remember, he said we're getting more shows. It's just the end of The Boys.
Right. The Boys are...
Yeah, The Boys is ending. So
The Boys are Butcher's group, obviously.
Right.
Before, and Starlight and them. But it's... So I'm very... I wonder how it ends for everybody. But, I mean, we're not there yet. So let's just, I guess, enjoy while it lasts and all their crazy-ass antics and really disgusting kinks. But you know what? Hey, it keeps us entertained. You got to say that. Even though they're fucking weird. And
it does.
There's a lot of weird references. But I like it. It's definitely basically... what's it called? What's the name of that team? The Crime Syndicate in DC. They're like Evil Justice.
Oh yeah.
That's basically that's what this is.
That's what it is brought to life, 100%. Yeah. Homelander's uniform even kind of looks like what's his name? That version of Superman. Was it Ultraman or some shit like that? Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, no, definitely. But I think I'm okay accepting The Boys coming to an end, knowing that Gen V is so good. So I'm like, as long as we keep getting more Gen V and they kind of expand the world outward more, I'm good saying goodbye to The Boys.
I like all these little fun spin-off characters that are based on characters we know. Like Web Weaver, and there's so many in the comic that's like, and they've adjusted some.
Yeah.
There's an X-Men spinoff team too in that comic. I forget their name. I wonder if they ever touch on that. But
that sounds good.
Wait, you said what?
I said there's an X-Men.
No. I heard you, Joel. I didn't know what Trayvon said, and I just wanted clarity. What'd you say?
I forget the name of the group though.
Hey, he won't repeat it. What'd you say, Trayvon?
I said that sounds good.
Oh.
About the X-Men spinoff.
Oh yeah.
More of that, more stuff.
We'll see if they ever touch on it.
Speaking of which, really quickly, we're getting out of here. Really quickly, did you guys hear that? Apparently,
G-Man.
G-Man, yeah, the G-Man.
Did you guys hear that they're fast to work on season 3 of X-Men 97?
I did.
Yeah. So let me just make this known, Kevin. Once season 2 drops, which better be soon, I don't want to wait a whole year for season 3. You working on it now? That shit should be done by the time season 2 premieres, and then drop season 3 same year. I'm tired of this shit. Okay, animation shouldn't take this long. Fix it. Spider-Man, you're up. Okay, I want my Into the Spider-Verse sequel. All right, where is it at?
You gotta talk to Sony there.
No, I want to talk to Jamie because we know Jamie works for Sony. What's up, Jamie? What up? Where it at?
You know, I don't want to spoil a surprise on that one, so you have to go to the theaters.
I'm trying to tell y'all, Jamie's connected out there, yo. Jamie knows Kevin. Knows the head of Sony.
I wish I worked at Sony. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's what somebody that works at Sony that don't want us to know they work at Sony would say. Yeah, blink twice if you're lying. Oh, you just blinked twice. Look at you. Oh, shit. Jamie works at Sony. This is crazy. Oh, my God.
But no, I mean, as far as X-Men goes, it's bittersweet now at this point, knowing that, you know, Beau DeMayo's not going to be a part of the I believe they said he fully wrote season 2, right? Or at least he had a large part of it.
Did Jamie break up for anyone? It sounded like you had a hairball. I don't know what that was.
No.
All I was, then you went out. I didn't hear anything else.
Oh,
my bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I heard.
He wrote season 2, but he hasn't been.
Yeah, but did you hear they're changing up some of what he put in for season 2?
Season, well, they're adjusting, but season 3 they're definitely revising.
Season 3, he's out. Yeah, he's fully out. He gets no writer credits.
Yeah, so it's gonna be. Let's see. Dib said in the comments, the article I saw said they finished writing season 2. So I think that they made some changes, which makes sense. If there's somebody new in charge, they would want to put their own spin on things.
Good luck.
To me, that sucks though, because he had a singular vision. I would have liked if you let him finish it for season 2, and then you just bring in, you know, your all new writer for season 3. Like, no one's telling you that you needed to keep him past season 2, but you committed to him for season 2. Let him do it.
We don't know what happened. We don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Now we never will, because it's not going to be completely his vision. It's going to be somewhat his vision.
Well, I'm sure he'll speak out about what is his and what is not his.
He probably will.
Out tomorrow. Trayvon will get out of him.
You know, they all
look at Trayvon.
He has a team of people that he worked with to put on season 1, you know. So I can only hope at this point that the team that he worked with, hopefully it was like a little bit more closely. So that way, you know, some things start to feel like they're a little bit off or not in alignment with that original vision. Like they can kind of speak up and say something.
Mm-hmm.
Then season 3 is uncharted territory. We can only hope that, you know, it lives up to the expectations that season 1 has set. But I want to be excited, but it's really the direction and the meaningfulness that Beau put behind some of these like different scenes and like prioritizing these different characters that made this show so special for me. So with him not being a part of it, it kind of makes me question things a little more.
And to Didge's point, I'm going to say this, Didge, I'm kind of glad we don't know. With everything that was going on with Jonathan Majors, I can't take too many of us getting getting crucified out here. So I'm kind of like, I kind of don't want to know, especially if it's like really bad. I mean, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't want to know.
I'm like, if you do something bad, you should suffer the consequences of that. But I really don't think
he got fired.
I think he got fired just because he had OnlyFans. Like, I think that was pretty much it.
I don't know why you don't just say that then. That is like because in WWE
they know
fired
how bad
somebody.
It's gonna look. They know how it's gonna look.
So WWE fired somebody for having an OnlyFans, and that company went on about their day. Like no one cared. They're like, okay, we get it. You know, you're marketing for kids. You can't have someone that's showing their whole butthole, and you're marketing for kids.
Why not? He's an adult.
So I'm like, I get it. No, I know, but when you work for Disney, you represent Disney. You can't be out here doing crazy shit under their banner. I get it. It's not right, but I get it.
Listen, all the disclaimer he had to put, just like anybody else that works at any corporation, this page it represents the views of Bo DeMayo or like Jamie, whatever. This does not represent the views of
I can
Disney.
almost guarantee you not many people work for corporations as big as Disney that do OnlyFans. That are known.
Probably not. Especially not now that they've seen what
happened. When they hired him?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
That's why I said I don't think it's that. To me, that's something weird not to just come out and say.
He wore a very prominent gay affiliated brand to the Comic-Con panel. He had the hat on. And I was like, okay. This one you gonna let him, we're gonna let him do it. That's what I thought.
So yeah, I don't know if it's OnlyFans. I don't know.
I'm sure they knew he was gay as well when they hired.
Yeah,
right.
I think
that's what I'm saying. It has to be something worse, and if it is, I don't need to know. They fired him, and no charges were brought.
And it dips into like the whole
disrespect
thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like. I don't need to know. Like if he doesn't want to tell us, and they don't, I'm good.
If it's so bad that they need to get rid of him, but they're still willing to put his name on things and say this is still his vision, blah, blah, blah. It could not have been that bad. Otherwise, they would have revised things.
I don't disagree, but that's why I'm saying I don't need to know. If he's cool with it and he's not choosing to come out and tell us, I'm good.
I don't know if he could.
I don't think he can.
Why can't you? Did you sign an NDA?
Yeah, I'm sure.
That'd be weird if you signed an NDA. You fired me, but you want me to sign an NDA?
No, you signed up when you start.
I don't think
I signed plenty when I started my job. So yeah, it's Dell.
So you signed something that said if you're fired, you can't speak out again.
Yes, you can sue the hell and back.
Yeah, that is a thing. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
He will be screwed.
Yeah.
Then it's very interesting as to what they.
That's why a lot of Disney people are starting to talk now about the stuff that happened to them a long time ago. Mm-hmm. Like all that stuff. The DNA's expired. NDA's expired. NDA expired.
Not the DNA.
DNA, but that's it.
Disney wiped away their
they wiped away their life.
They don't exist anymore.
Life did suck afterwards.
All right, that is our cue that we are tired. It's time for us to get out of here. NDAs are a bitch. Yeah, I mean, but again, he never sounded salty about it. So, I mean, there's a difference between not being able to speak and us putting together context clues based on the things you are saying. And nothing about his demeanor sounded like someone upset about it. So it kind of was
he's very professional about it.
Yeah, he was like, I get it. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was that bad, but whatever it is, I think it was a mutual agreeing on parting ways.
And no one stopped him from promoting it either.
Right.
So it was like,
I don't know if it's so much promotion or just like, hey, this is something that I worked on that's out there.
That's still promotion. That's still promotion.
Y'all not taking this away from me. Y'all not taking this away from me. That's
it's
right.
Not the like rah Disney. It's like, hey, this is me. This is me. Yeah. This is what I.
No, it's not. But I can tell you this, Jamie, as someone that left a corporation that they very much put together, I ain't rah-rahing them motherfuckers. I mean, I'm not speaking down on them either, but I ain't rah-rahing shit.
Yeah, but if you had something that like had not come out yet and you worked really hard on it and it being released, like I feel like you would say something.
And I could say everything that they release over there is what I had unreleased. So, but I get your point. But again, it does take a lot of maturity to
yes
be fired from something and you keep it cool. So much respect to him.
For sure.
Much respect to him.
Yes.
All right. Didge, we want to thank you for hopping in the comments. DJ V, as always, you hopping in the comments. Jamie, you joining us for this episode. We very, very, very much appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I appreciate the invitation. It was fun talking with y'all.
Absolutely. AJ was supposed to come here and complain about
Acolyte,
but he never did. That man was. Let me just say this real quick. That man was so angry after telling me just yesterday, before Acolyte aired, how I should stop complaining about Acolyte. And then I get on Twitter, see this long ass soliloquy, and you know me. I said, I'm sorry. I thought we're not supposed to.
I saw your comment.
Like, what happened, my guy? No response. So AJ, I see you. Tighten it up. But as always, want to thank Trayvon and Joel. Couldn't do this without them. Guys, we are chipping away at the release of Deadpool and Wolverine. We are getting closer and closer. And as much as I want to be excited for that, I'm more excited about what comes after. What comes after is San Diego Comic-Con. And oh boy, I cannot wait for us to stream that. Oh, I can't wait.
You ever been to San Diego Comic-Con?
No.
You should go one day.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's definitely something we wanted to do. But yeah, I was about to say, when they get cheaper.
That is true.
New York, luckily for us, is just a hop skip.
Yeah.
So, much cheaper to get to New York.
Makes it easier. It's a pure hop skip. No flights,
I don't need
no
hotel.
hotels. No. It's a pure hop skip.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's definitely it's not a we don't want to kind of thing. It's just a we will at some point. But yeah, so I'm very excited, guys. Definitely make sure you guys tune in. I'm trying to force Joel to go to see Longlegs, the horror movie by Neon.
I plan on watching it.
So hopefully we can give a review on that next week.
I didn't even see.
I think that's the last major release before.
Looks scary.
I hear it's good.
It's very scary. I think that's the last major release before Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't think anything else big comes out before then.
Twisters comes out.
Oh, Twisters comes. Okay, then Twisters. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely saying Twisters. So, Twisters. Swiper said the tickets ain't a thing. Dids, don't try to pass off your richness on everybody else. You need to own the fact that you're rich. Dids.
I went as an intern. I'll have you know. I stayed in a hotel room that was free with 5 other people.
Hey, look at that, Ditch. Meanwhile, Didge rented out
I was there.
The entire upstairs of the hotel he stayed at. So I just want to remind people of that.
He said
he bought the whole
the whole suite.
Yeah, he rented it out for a week.
The whole suite. Didge actually went to 6 different conventions last year. Paid for them all in cash. It was crazy. Didn't even know you could do that. Yeah. You don't know about the riches of Swiper? Joel and Trayvon are doing you a disservice.
About what?
Didge stays at Sweets for a whole can.
Didge drinking again. He's drinking the expensive.
Oh, Con.
Con.
I'm so tired.
Where's the egg?
I'm saying a whole can. All right. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Please make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribing. Make sure you subscribe to us and put those notifications on so that you don't miss when we do our live shows and when we do the San Diego breakdown. That'll be a special stream we do on Saturday or Sunday, whichever day it is. I don't remember. I think one Saturday, one Sunday. I don't think they're both the same day.
Trayvon's decided it was Saturday.
Oh shit! Okay.
They both on Saturday, right?
I didn't think they were usually on the same day. I thought one was one day, the other
in the morning. One's in the morning, one's afternoon, right?
Hall
the
H
biggest panels.
Oh yeah, that's
DC and Marvel.
The Saturday. Okay. Yeah. You know what it is, Joel? It's PTSD from me podcasting like Monday through Friday. Back in the day, so it's like everything to me is split.
That's crazy.
That's usually after the night thing. Again, we don't know when or what DC will be presenting. So
right. So DC is not the one that where you guys need to prepare yourselves for us necessarily doing. We know Marvel's doing it. The DC one is more so up in the air. We might just come on a little earlier before the Marvel panel and just break down everything from the DC one.
If DC has anything, we'll be there. It's just, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We definitely just contradicted each other, but we'll see. We'll decide. We'll let you guys know. So stay tuned for that. Jamie, before we go, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, you guys can find me at Swiper_Prime on Twitch and YouTube. On Twitch, I've been playing through Final Fantasy VII. I just got to like, I'm pretty sure I'm at the end of the 8th chapter, so I'm about to walk into the 9th chapter.
I'm at the end of 10, I think.
Ooh, okay, I'm kind of catching up. Hold on, I'm kind of catching up. Okay. And then on YouTube, I've been playing through Ocarina of Time. I just got into the Shadow Temple. It's been a spooky experience, but I'm almost done. So there's that for me.
Especially the Polygon era.
And it's like I wasn't expecting that, It's just like I didn't think I was gonna be scared by that, but I feel like less detail almost gives me more room in my mind to imagine the horror.
You played Resident Evil 4. How was this scaring you?
Resident Evil 4, I don't think it was too. I think Village was worse than 4.
Village is scary, yes.
Yeah, but Village is scary. Because Village isn't even as scary as, like, what was it, Biohazard. So, yeah. I don't know. So.
All right. In any case, I was Jamie, also let them know where they can find you on You and Dig's show.
Yeah, so I've been podcasting with Dig over on the Geek Set channel, where Dig has been hosting the Lost Holocron. So we talk about all the different Star Wars news and shows or movies that might be coming out. So we've been talking about The Acolyte every week, or about every couple of weeks if we forget to do an episode. And it's been a good conversation. It's definitely, I feel like I'm learning the most out of all the conversations, because I'm like, I'm a casual Star Wars fan. So it's fun to ask them a bunch of questions about like the lore and what they think about certain things. They also sort of pessimistic ideas over there. Like every time, like at the end of the show, they're like, yeah, everybody's going to die. Like everybody's going to die. Everybody's going to be sad. I'm like, why can't we be happy?
To be fair. That's on par for Dig. Didn't Dig kill off the entire Guardians?
No, that was me.
You sure? I feel like Dig was with you.
That's part of the course in these groups, apparently.
Yeah, you guys love killing off your heroes. You love it. I don't know what it is, but
Dig says he's a realist.
He's a realist.
I'm like, hey, if it was real, it would have happened. We had happy endings. So.
I don't know. Dig doesn't like happy endings. Him and Trayvon. I don't know.
I think he does. I just
it's like you live and you die. This is bullshit.
The galaxy can be a dark place, It's creeping into Dig. I'm trying to bring him back to the light. So
I'm starting to see what it is. Dig wants all the pores to die off. That's what it is.
No.
None of these guys are rich. Dude, Dig is like, away with these pores. Away with the pores.
No.
I get it. All right, before we go, Trayvon, where can they find you and Bo?
I wish everything.
No, let me know.
I will.
They can find them at www. What's
the Nerd with the Cheeks?
Bring it back.
Oh my God.
That's nasty work. Nerd with the Cheeks is crazy work, bro. That's crazy. Yo, Trayvon, go start that, bro. Joel just gave you.
It's ongoing.
Yo,
he brought it back from another podcast. Oh, God.
Oh my God, he brought this out before? Nerd with the Cheeks is a thing.
We're going on the year now. Imagine.
All right, yeah, we got a line, DJV. We gotta go. I was just trying to promote Trayvon's collaboration with Bo, but clearly they already got something going on with Nerd with the Cheeks. So we'll let that be.
Anniversary, 1 year.
Yeah, apparently, right? Yeah, congratulations, happy anniversary, Nerd with the Cheeks.
Embarrassing me.
I was trying to put you guys' page out there for free promo. I didn't know Nerd with the Cheeks was his thing.
Help you promote.
I didn't know.
If he wanted. Anyway, all right. So let's.
All right, y'all. We're out. Thank you guys. Subscribe so you guys don't miss anything. But till next time, peace.
Bye.